He's got his opportunity. Pawan Saraf will have to cash in this opportunity. He was dropped in the first T20, brought back in by Captain Bandari in the second.
Young Gavin Hoy. This time just playing that inside out shot. Arif Sheikh. He needs to be there in the crease. Both the players used to play from the same side, Pawan Saraf and Arif Sheikh. Nepal Police Club. After that, Pawan Saraf went to play for this province side in this year's Prime Minister's Cup. But Pawan has got that capability. This is the perfect platform for Pawan.
Goes after it. Has gone miles up. Didn't carry to the fielder there, and the ball is slowly rolling over to the boundary. Should have been a better effort to stop the ball. I think the fielder lost it in the sun somewhere. So the first boundary for Pawan Saraf, not in the most convincing of manners, but certainly a nerve breaker for him. Moves on to 5. It's very wide. Sliced it. Went miles up. There was this attempt. I think there could have been better attempt from the fielder. He was about to go for the catch. Eventually does neither of the two. Beautiful delivery. The amount of turn, the pace in that delivery surprised, in fact bamboozled Pawan Saraf completely. 11 gone, 4 down for 86. Wanted to go inside out. Took the inner part of his bat. Arif Sheikh has slowly moved on to 32 of 21. They want more sixes. And legitimately so, because they've seen 2 high-scoring matches in which the Ireland Wolves managed a score of 222 and 224. Humphreys into his second over now. Was flighted. Wanted to go big, Pawan Saraf. The bat twisted in his wrist.
And I'm still surprised with the approach that Pawan Saraf is showing at the moment. He's just trying to attack the bowler from the first delivery. He could just take some time out there. He has not had that good run in the previous game. We know that Pawan Saraf loves playing against spinners, but you need to understand the situation out there as well. Nepali has already lost 4 wickets. Arif Sheikh is the set batsman in. Pawan could just rotate the strike and give it to Arif, because we all talk about this thing, like T20 cricket is not all about hitting 6s and 4. You need to rotate the strike as well. Pawan can take some time. We know that Pawan has got that capabilities to hit those big shots, Sachin, but he needs to take some time out there in the middle.
I wonder what the message is from the dressing room for Pawan Saraf. He plays that shot really well, Arif. The inside-out shot, one of his favorites. They wanted the second run, was a mix-up in the middle, but rightly sent back by Arif Sheikh. Another tight over. Only 3 runs off the first 4 deliveries. Can he finish it well, Matthew Humphreys? Whereas it's a tricky situation for both these batters, as they know that the 2 first innings score in this series has been on the higher side. Down the track again and brilliantly adjusted the length there, Matthew Humphries.
Okay, you can go after.
He realizes that both these batters are looking to come down the track. He's not giving them that length. He's keeping it a touch shorter.
Lovely hump. Lovely pal.
This is what I was talking with Lenny as well. The Ireland Wolves team has understood the players. The plan has been clear. This time quicker through the air. Arif Sheikh is enjoying out there in the middle. A brilliant boundary for Arif Sheikh. And this is the approach that I love about Arif Sheikh. We saw him rotating the strike as well. That's the end of 12 over. Just a replay. Just getting it beneath the ball. It's not much in that balance, but Arif Sheikh, the approach that Arif shows.
Slices it again. No connection whatsoever this time off the bat of Pawan Saraf. But they've come back with the second run. And now the leg spinners, both Humphries and Ho, they're getting a little too predictable. And this was, again, he was predictable. He was looking for that shorter length. In fact, Humphries is a left-arm orthodox spinner, so he was not giving that flight for the batters to come down the track. But Pawan outsmarted him this time. Comes down the track, inside out. Straight to the fielder, but they'll come back for the second run again. Had to hurry, Pawan Saraf, but makes it eventually pretty easily.
Well, Pawan is going after the bowlers, but still surprised with the plan that Pawan is playing at the middle. Just trying to play every delivery, just trying to get that boundary. He's not getting that connection.
Come on, boys, keep taking them. 110.
The pressure is clearly there, Ayush, because Pawan has to produce something off the thin air to get into the senior side. He has this opportunity, but sometimes this shorter format adds extra pressure in the batter's mind. You do not know, you sometimes get confused when to attack and when to just nut singles. He's 11 of 8. He has wanted to strike everything out of the park. Meanwhile, Arif, 37 of 24. He was unlucky in the first match, scored 49 runs.
Brilliant two deliveries from Gavin Hoey. You just realize that if you give any width to Pawan Saraf, he'll slash his bat.
This time, the sound was much more convincing. Almost effortless. Brilliant hit this by Arif, who moves on to 43 of 25 now. He had this roll to steady the knock. He had to reach to it. It was almost a low full toss. Isn't an easy shot to play, but Arif has mastered this to perfection.
Brilliant wrist work there by Arif Sheikh. This is the approach that we are talking about of Arif Sheikh. He knows when to notch those singles, go after the bowlers. Just look at it. After one boundary, just rotating the strike. Brilliant, brilliant batting from Arif Sheikh. That's the end of 13th over. Nepali 106 for 4.
Cuts it beautifully. Finds the gap so very well. Arif Sheikh today looks in some mood. 48. Now he's moved into. Scored 49 in the first T20. What an exceptional innings this has been from Arif. It was a slow delivery outside the line of off stump. The opportunity was there to hold back and cut, but the pace was not there. So he had to time it superbly well, which he did. Now takes a single. Amazing batting this. You'll have to praise Arif for his approach. Batting is not just going after the bowling and hitting big. It's also about using your senses, nudging the ball around, taking singles, rotating the strike. And moves on to 49 for the second time in this series, Arif Sheikh.
Shorter delivery this time. Fionn Hand not getting that line and length that he would have wanted. They're building that slow partnership, but Pawan could not be tempted to just score those boundaries. He needs to be there. Arif Sheikh is looking in fine touch today. He's getting that middle part of the bat. An approach that we have been talking about of Arif Sheikh. Need to have this approach in T20 cricket as well. Again, still not finding that correct line and length. And brilliant call there by Arif Sheikh.
This was a very, very wide delivery. If Pawan Saraf had got any kind of connection, that was a 4 written all over it, but was a massive wide this from Fionn Hand. Brings Arif Sheikh into the strike. He's batting at 49. Plays this late cut and gets to his 50. Arif Sheikh, you beauty. 50 runs in only 29 balls. You tell me that I'm not a T20 player. I respond to you by scoring a 50 inches, 29 deliveries, 3 sixes, 3 boundaries at a strike rate of 172.2.41. If this does not make me a T20 player, what does? This is what Arif Sheikh responds with. Pulls it. There's a protection in the deep. Has been a wonderful display of batsmanship this by Arif Sheikh. The experience has come into play. And that's how he got to his 50. 3 boundaries, 3 sixes. Came in when his team was in a spot of bother. But the way he has functioned in this tough situation tells heaps about his character, Arif. Another wide, the third in this over.
Well, a magnificent display of adaptability from Arif Sheikh. Well, we have been talking about his strength in the longer formats, but now showcasing his T20 brilliant with this crucial half-century. His innings not only brings stability to the side, Sachin, but also serves as a reminder of his exceptional skill over all format. Truly a player for every occasion, Arif Sheikh, and this is what he has shown.
Wide again. Fionn Hand is struggling at the center. That's the VIP box. Former president of Ireland Cricket, the former chairman of Ireland Cricket, and plenty of dignitaries from the Cricket Association of Nepal as well. That's the vice president of Cricket Association of Nepal, Mr. Roshan Singh. Another single. 4 singles in this over. 4 wides, 1 boundary. Has been a long over this for Fionn Hand. Can get really frustrating for pace bowlers when they have to bowl extra deliveries. And he's already had to bowl 4 extra deliveries in this over, Fionn Hand.
Well, he's not finding that correct line and length, but one thing just I want to talk about is to all the youngsters out there, if you want to learn how to play T20 cricket, if you are just thinking about T20 cricket is the format of 4s and 6s, you need to look at this approach of Arif Sheikh. Straight onto the helmet, Pawan Saraf just trying to pull the ball. Single to end the over. To end the 14th over, Nepali 120 for 4.
So 6 overs remain. There is Ross McCullum, here very much as James's father, but one of the great men of Irish cricket over the last decade plus. He was the chairman of Cricket Ireland for a decade. You get a look at the best of this Arif Sheikh 50. It's come from just 29 deliveries, in fact, 3 4s, 3 6s, showing a really nice range of strokes, Sachin.
Absolutely, and it's a great time for him to play this kind of innings where he's proven himself that he is pretty much handy in this format of the game as well. People wrote him off. He does like taking some balls to start it up, but he's shown a different intent and different ability in this series.
I think one of the problems for someone like Arif Sheikh in T20 cricket is he's not necessarily a power hitter, even though he can score quite quickly. Janet McCullum there, that's his wife. And that is not a great shot, just skids on. And the easiest of stumpings, doesn't even attempt to get back Pawan Saraf. And he has been caught short for the unlucky 13.
Pawan Saraf has had an issue of looking very, very casual, and this was again a very casual shot, came down the track. And one of the easiest of stumpings for the umpire. I think this was a very lazy shot, a very casual attempt. Pawan Saraf has been dismissed for only 13 of 12 balls. The score is 120 for 5.
Narayan Joshi back into the Nepal action. We're going to see him for the first time in the series. Just lovely to see him back at full fitness. He had a horror show of an injury, one of the domestic tournaments. I think it was back in 2021. I was here for it. It's actually an issue with clattering into the sight screen. It was one of those ones that took your breath away in terms of concern. He did have to go to hospital, but got great care. And he's back into the team. We will bowl a few little medium pacers as well. What can he do? What do Nepal want to get to from here? The projected score 169.
You can easily say that will not be enough if you take the first 2 matches to 22 and 224. That's what Ireland managed. Comes down the track again, Arif. Oh, this is a terrible mix-up. This is a terrible, terrible mix-up. Narayan Joshi telling Arif Sheikh, that was my call, I would have made it. He is very, very disappointed at this.
Well, a calamity, an absolute calamity here for Nepal. You never want to lose wickets in clusters. They've lost 2 and 3 balls, and this one's just a giveaway. Don't think Arif Sheikh listened to the call at all. He may have got home if he went immediately, like so many runouts. They're a byproduct of miscommunication and confusion between the two men. Delaney just did the simplest of tasks. So get back to the stumps, take the bails off. So Narayan Joshi is going to be run out for just 1. It's now 121 for 6. Well, Nepal have got themselves into a real hole here. Lovely partnership. First, where Arif Sheikh combined nicely with Bashir Ahmed, and then a little bit with Pawan Saraf. Got them into a decent position, but 2 wickets in the over. Well, the pendulum swung firmly in favour of the visitors there, hunting a 3-0 series clean sweep.
They've used the short delivery to perfection today, the Irish spinners. They've not allowed the Nepali batters to come down the track and get to the pitch of the delivery. Shahab Alam there with Mausam Dakal. They will be a part of this side when Nepal will take on Ireland Wolves again in the 50 overs contest.
Slog sweep. There's two men out there, but it splits them perfectly. It might have the distance to go all the way. And Sheikh holds the key for the remainder of this innings. 5 overs are left in it. It's 129 for 6. Rashid Khan going to need to provide some support to Arif Sheikh. You just wonder, is Arif Sheikh thinking about a career best? What I thought was a really good 49 the other day. This, in any recognised T20 fixture, is his first 50. And he's never made more than 66 for a Nepal representative side. So, chance to go past that today. He's batted really nicely. That trend is continuing. It's really only been those with senior international experience who've stood up. We were talking with Ayush about it, Neil Rock, Stephen Doheny, PJ Moore, Ben White, and then for Nepal it's been the likes of Lokesh Bam, Dev Kanal a little bit in the second game, Arif Sheikh and Sagar Dakal and Kamal Singh Ari with the ball. Nobody who's yet to kind of be capped internationally has really made a case. And Sheikh is playing on a different planet right now. That's a beautiful shot. One of the strokes of his innings. Inside out, extra cover, 4 runs.
Arif Sheikh, it looks like he has been woven out of different piece of cloth. Very good shot, lovely shot, technically so correct. Leaned onto that uppish drive. He's looking so very good today, Arif Sheikh.
Played one through the offside. Now looks to the leg with the sweep shot. Protection out there. Gareth Delaney, who's, well, he's bowled pretty nicely. He's shown us parts of his batting, but his fielding been challenging at times. Strike rate 180 for Arif Sheikh. No one else over 130.
Absolutely, and he's playing an innings that people will remember for some time. 63 of 35, especially because he was categorized as an only ODI player. Lighted delivery, straight to the fielder. Now what Rashid should be looking to do from here is take singles and give the strike back to Arif, at least for 2 overs from here.
Tossed up this time, just get a single. Still, the biggest difference between the sides hasn't really been skills, actually. They've been very closely matched. For me, it's been the game management, the experience. You look at the way in which Stephen Doheny has rotated his 6 bowlers. He's tended to have 3 seamers and 3 spinners in each side. They've managed the game with bat and ball much better than a slightly more inexperienced Nepal A team have. But that's really what these series are all about.
Could not have agreed more, Lenny, because Mandari has been criticized for his captaincy in these 2 T20 matches. Stands behind, cuts the ball, but straight to the fielder. 7 runs off this over of Humphreys. The score 136 for 6.
So 4 overs left. Last 30 balls have yielded 47 runs. That's okay. The 2 wickets will be the concern. There's the leading run scorers of the tour. All 5 of those has played senior international cricket. Arif Sheikh has played nearly 90 full internationals. Lokesh Bam 11. PJ Moore cross formats nearly 100. So Liam McCarthy's going to return to the attack. The experienced players have dominated here. And no one really who hasn't played a lot of international cricket has done a huge amount. Maybe someone like Bipin Khatri, the one.
Was a great opportunity for the youngsters as well, but especially with the bat, I think the Nepali middle order and the lower middle order have performed really badly. Was a good opportunity for them to showcase their mettle. Experience that'll increase with the matches to follow. Hit down the track. He'll give the strike back to Arif, who's batting at 63 of 36. That's the Nepali dugout. A bit concerned they would certainly be. Captain Vandari on the left of your screen.
Yeah, I think many fans will say Binod Bandari's captaincy, but it's also, I think it's a bit of inexperience within the team, particularly some of the youngsters. You know, they improved their fielding significantly, but that's only one of the 3 aspects. The bowling changes, the match management in particular with the bat and the ball hasn't been particularly good. Think of the position they were in the 2nd T20. They somehow were big favourites to chase down 225 to win. All they needed to do really was knock it around for 5 or 6 overs and get it to maybe 12 required per over off the last 5 wickets in hand. They'd have done that. Instead, wickets kept falling. They ended up somehow being bowled out.
There's 76 after 4 overs. It was unreal hitting. It almost looked like they were playing EA Sports cricket. And that too with cheat code on.
There was a bit of stick cricket, wasn't there, too, at points. Lovely slower ball. And that one's out of the back of the hand. Humphreys can't affect the direct hit, and it's going to cost a second. I'm not sure he should have thrown that. Definitely a good skill from McCarthy. Out of the back and dips late.
Rashid Khan, 6 of 7. They've lost 6 wickets. 140 runs after 16.4. Can they get up to that score of 180 or over that? That's a very, very optimistic appeal. There's nowhere in the world that could have been given out. Just going down the leg side. The height would have been an issue as well for the umpire. It has been a very tight over from McCarthy. He's given away only 5 runs in 5 balls. He's bowling the 17th over. He would take this with both hands.
I really like Liam McCarthy's story. I'm not saying that he's there yet in terms of even being the next 1 or 2 seam options that would get into the senior team, but I think he's got potential. It's a nice little lower order left arm hitter as well. Bowls a nice heavy ball. And we saw the skills of the slower ball as well. The Railway Union man, he's impressed me. That time just gets the line a little wrong. He's doing a lot of coaching there in Railway Union. Great story. The club have got into partnership with one of their legends, Kevin O'Brien. They're building a 3-lane indoor centre. I'll show you a little footage of it off air, Sachin. And there's not a huge amount of indoor centres in Ireland, so that's a big development right in the heart of South Dublin.
Can he finish this over well? He's given away only 6 runs. Goes after this. It's gone miles up in there. Where has this landed? In fact, it's gone all the way. That wide mid. McCarthy bowled that extra delivery, and Arif Sheikh has got this off his bat. Not exactly what he intended to hit, but 6 runs nevertheless. He'll take it. 148 for 6.
Yeah, please.
Three overs remain. Foster's going to bowl the 18th. Starts with an off cutter. Well, that was pretty friendly, wasn't it? It's going to go all the way for 6. Rashid Khan gets a good piece of it. It just sat up to be hit. I'm not sure that's exactly where he wanted that cutter to be bowled. And Nepal back-to-back maximums.
Finally, some momentum here for the home team. It was a cutter all right, but that just sat up to be hit. And Rashid Khan uses his long handle, telling Arif Sheikh, let me join you in the party as well. Tremendous strike this. Full toss, no ball, and the result will be a bigger hit. Another 6. An insult to injury for Foster. He'll have to bowl one extra delivery, and that's a free hit.
Okay, time to get the calculators out. There's been 2 legal deliveries. There's been 19 runs from them. 6, 6, 6. This one's worth 7. And he's going to have to re-bowl it. Oversteps. Turns into a full toss, hammered away. Ireland have had a few moments of madness in the field in both of the first 2 T20s. It was all going so well today. Are the wheels coming off now? All of a sudden, maybe some thoughts of 190 plus. Is 200 rearing into view. Where's the free hit going to go? Big swing and a miss. Good skills. The slower ball. Better length to it this time.
He would be disappointed at this, Rashid. It was a slow delivery, all right, but just right there, had he just did well, I think he missed another opportunity. But good skills, this from Foster. He's given away 13 runs in 2 balls. Has been really expensive today.
Beautiful sound off the bat. It pings around the TU ground. Look at how big that is. It's almost out of the venue to the very top of the grass banks. And a fan gets a moment of joy to throw it back in. 3 maximums in the over, and it's a maximum pressure on Matthew Foster.
I'm not exaggerating it at all, Andrew. This is one of the biggest 6s we've seen here. Look how high this has gone and how far it has gone. Nearly went out of the ground. Tremendous hitting this.
Look at this. All of a sudden, that panic we're talking about is setting in. Foster is there. James McCullum is there. Fionn Hand is there. Matthew Humphreys is there. The captain with the gloves has run 45 yards to speak to the big Belfast bowler. Projected score a few moments ago. What was it? 169. It's 191. I think Nepal might be thinking of 200.
This certainly would be. Rashid Khan, 24 now, 70 of 38 for Arif. He's been the pivotal character in this Nepal A's innings. Can they finish it off well? That's the question. What does Foster have here?
Oh, I think this could be going a long way again. Not quite. And in fact, he picks out the man. It went a long way up, but not far enough. Gavin Hoey holds his nerve, and credit to Foster too. Great cameo from Khan, but he perishes in the hunt for another maximum.
It's there in the slot. Went after it as well. Young Rashid Khan. The ball went miles up in there. Plenty of time for the fielder to get underneath it, to locate the ball, and eventually catch it quite easily. So that is the wicket of Rashid, who's played a lovely cameo, 24 of 13 balls, 167 for 7.
Kamal Singh in down at number 9. You really have one job for the moment. It'll just be to try and get Arif Sheikh as much of the strike from the remaining deliveries as possible. 14 balls left. Change of boots for Foster. Not sure that is what was affecting him. Went the distance, didn't he? 3 big sixes in the over. Easily could have been a 4th.
Was in the slot, as I said. It's just that Rashid Khan could not connect it well enough. And Kamal Singh will take the strike because the new rules state that despite crossing, the new batter will have to face the music. And that's the reason why Kamal Singh will be on strike.
Goes with a little cutter outside the off stump, just outside the guideline, given as a wide. But Dominic Foster will bowl another. You'd suspect the last two will probably be bowled by McCarthy and Fionn Hand, who's had a good tournament, the leading wicket taker in this series. That's the wicket. Went a long way up.
For a moment, we both thought that this might be the 4th one. Not to be. He got that height. No distance. And Kamal Singh plays one towards the 3rd for a single. Still one more delivery to go in this big Foster over. He's got a wicket all right, but he's been tremendously expensive. 21 runs already, and he has one more delivery to bowl, and Arif will be facing that ball, so that over can be further more expensive.
Yeah, well, I'd be pretty sure, even though Humphreys has one left, that we're not going to see Neil Rock toss the left-arm spinner the 20th and final over like we've seen Binod Bandari rather bizarrely do twice. No ball again. Well, the difficulties continue for Matthew Foster. Wasn't a good delivery either. And Sheikh ramps it round the corner. Is he dreaming? Is he thinking of 100?
He certainly will now. He has 13 legal deliveries to go, and the way Foster is bowling right now, was this a no ball? Was tight, but umpire did call for it. Was a no ball. And Arif brilliantly battled that full toss for a boundary. It's a free hit. Free hit coming up.
Well, it's almost a one-handed stroke, but might not be the worst result because it means that Arif Sheikh will keep the strike. 12 deliveries left, 175 for 7. Well, look at that skyscraper lighting up downtown Kathmandu. 27 runs from it. Big over. Fionn Hand to bowl the penultimate one. And Arif Sheikh can't get it by the man. He'd have loved 4 there. Instead, he'll have to settle for the single. Now, Kamal Singh one job. Get bat on ball, get Arif Sheikh back on strike.
This innings of Arif Sheikh, the way he observed the pressure, his team was in massive trouble. They lost 4 wickets for cheap runs. He had to stay there, strike big, make sure that the runs kept coming, and he did it really well.
They walked to the crease at 33 for 3. Oh dear. Well, we've seen a little bit of this from Ireland. It was better in the second game, but James McCollum, well, he's had a shocker. Add that to the Gareth Delaney one from earlier. There's 6 runs just given to the opposition.
Oh dear. Oh dear. The fielding coach will certainly have a word with him. And Fionn Hand is taken 2 wickets for 28 runs. has been economical so far.
Good short ball. Must be the one for the over. Yeah, I think certainly Fionn Hand has impressed me. He's the leading wicket taker on the tour if you include the 2 games against the senior side. He's picked up 8 across the 5 appearances. He's actually played every game as well. I did say earlier that it was just Neil Rock and Rashid there, but the big Clontarf CC all-rounder, he's been good too. He will never give you anything less than 100% effort. That's why he's such a fan favourite.
Straight back, over the keeper's head. A lucky boundary this for Nepal. They'll take it any way it comes. Another 4.
Well, how are Nepal challenging 200 here? It's remarkable. You look back at the end of the 14th over, they were 120 for 4. Now somehow they've flown all the way up to 184. That's 64 in less than 5 overs. The runs have come from a combination of Arif Sheikh and Rashid Khan. And now Kamal Singh Iree. Oh yes, that's one of the biggies. Right up towards one of the VIP sections. Ireland are having another wobble and Nepal are cashing in a big way. 200 plus, it's almost certain again.
Wow, what a hit. From the moment the ball left the bat, we knew that this would go miles back. Kamal Singh Iree is no noob with the bat. He can bat and he can hit them long as this. Ho ho!
Well, that was quite something, wasn't it? It's a lovely feeling when you play a pull shot if you can get the full extension of the arms. If you get cramped for room, it's difficult to get it out of the middle. But he's a good athlete, Kamal Singh Iree. Also being corrected. Anything you say on air, you'll always be corrected. Gareth Delaney has played all 5 games. I think I did say that earlier. Into the block hole this time. Now they've got to try and get the second to get Arif Sheikh on strike. And well, would you believe it? Ireland are having a howler. It's another missed field. It's going to cost 2 extra runs. They'll end up with 3. I think it's Rashid this time, usually so reliable in the field. It's a very expensive over. 18 have come from it, 193 for 7. Well, the Wolves have had a little bit of a shocker for the last 15 minutes. They're really good, probably for the first 3 quarters of this innings. They'll have been very satisfied with their position going into the last 5. There is the fumble. Might have just bobbled a little bit on Rashid there. Back live with you now, McCarthy. Oh no! Well, this is surely going to be a no ball. Doesn't matter if it's going to be held because the arm will outstretch. The free hit will follow. And everything has gone wrong for the Irish Wolves over the last 20 minutes. And it means it's the worst possible result. 2 free runs and Arif Sheikh back on strike.
This was a very nasty delivery. Got his bat into this. Got his bat to this. Kamal Singh Iree. 2 extra runs. Arif Sheikh now back to strike. It's a free hit coming up.
He's not going to bowl it because he doesn't like where Arif Sheikh is. And now what Liam McCarthy I think is saying, remember, Sheikh is coming across a bit, so if I go wide, I need to get that allowance with the guideline. Really good game again. We've had 2 crackers. I think pretty certain we're set for a third. Here's the free hit. Big swing and a miss. I think that was exactly where Sheikh was expecting it, but he couldn't get anything on it.
He could not believe it. Arif Sheikh, the The ball was in the slot. Swung the bat as hard as he could. Could not connect to it. 76 of 42. We mentioned this has been a magical innings from the bat of Arif. He missed it. Went to cross him. I think he tried to hit it too hard as well.
Now Neil Rock's getting involved. He just needs to be careful. He was definitely pushing the line in a big way for me. The crowd are going to get involved here too. He's very, very animated. Don't see why this discussion is necessary. The umpire will make the decision on whether it's a wide or not. Neil Rock needs to go back and keep wicket. That's his job.
He's not happy with the umpire's decision of calling it wide, I think, in the previous occasion. It's dot delivery anyways.
Well, that's my point. Neil Rock does not need to be involved here. If the last ball was called as a wide, you could politely inquire as to the fact that there should be leniency given outside the off stump if the batter is coming across his stumps, what Arif Sheikh is. But don't like to see these scenes. I think certainly Neil Rock is taking things into his own hands here a little bit unnecessarily. Both Adib Pradhan and Basu Karn have umpired all 3 of these 18 games. For me, have had good series. Haven't got many things wrong. I'm not sure why we've had a delay in play here. Quite interesting to see if Arif Sheikh now comes across his stumps again. I think he's taking an off-stump guard here.
I think he will. He does. He's exposing his leg stick completely. That was the plan. This is making the bowler do exactly what you want. He's dictating the course here, Arif Sheikh.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a really good shot because what McCarthy has done, he's decided I'm going to go for the leg stump because it's been completely left exposed by Arif Sheikh. So that would have cannoned into middle and leg, but gets just enough on it to get it round the corner. And with fine leg in the circle, it's not a great line. I wouldn't mind that a fine leg and square leg were back, and now we're going to have another delay as Neil Rock has run 40 yards now to speak to his bowler. I think Ireland are just getting a little carried away here with the scenario, and it's more about the runs that have flowed over the last 5.
That also shows how good a batter Arif Sheikh is. It's not just about hitting the balls. He's planned his innings to perfection. And the last 5 overs, they've gone for 79. 15.8, the run rate they've managed in the last 5 overs. Out of nowhere, Nepal A now 199 for 7.
Now McCarthy's going to come over the wicket. This makes sense to me. Holds it into the slot, but Arif Sheikh can only hit it a mile high. Will it be held? No, it won't. Oh, the 200's up. The wheels from the Wolves, they're off the cart. And it's James McCullum that puts it down. It wasn't easy, but I think it should have been held.
And you'd feel that Arif Sheikh actually deserves some luck. Came over the wicket this time against Arif, was looking to go after that ball. Was in there for a long, long time and drops it eventually. It's James McCullum who's dropped that catch.
No ball. Oh dear. What is happening here? Square legs up in the circle. He's looked for the block hole. He's overstepped and it's flicked away for 4. Don't rule out an Arif Sheikh 100 yet. He's on 86. There's still 3 legal deliveries left.
And Ardent Wolves doing everything to allow Arif to get to his 100. That's Reed coming up immediately. The right hand signaling no ball from the umpire.
Surely deep square leg has to go back here. I don't understand the field. Arif Sheikh exploiting it perfectly. Free hit to come. Bowls in, but it's not going to count. They're going to think about running a bye. And they're going to turn it down. So the dreams of the 100 are probably gone, but what an impactful partnership this has been. Remarkable to think they've soared by 200.
He had to go after this, and this is his go-to shot, Arif Sheikh. He loves moving across the line and playing this shot. If he could have scooped it over the fielder at fine leg there, was a certain boundary, but a dot delivery, a priceless dot delivery off the free hit.
And now deep square leg has gone back. That's where Arif Sheikh was trying to hit it. The field couldn't change for the free hit, but now the man who was at deep backward point, he's come up on the offside, and deep backward square leg has gone out. 2 deliveries left in the innings. And that's right into the slot. That's too easy. Going to be 6 more. Thuds into the side screen. What an innings we're seeing. For the first time in Nepal national team or A-team colours, Arif Sheikh is into the 90s.
Wow. This has been an innings of pure joy. Not just hitting, but also the presence of mind from Arif. Went deep into his crease this time. Was really full. Went through his shot. And 6 straight onto the side screen.
And another change in field. There's been fielders flying everywhere this over, much like the ball soaring through the guy. Final leg goes back, mid-off comes up into the circle. It's a career best for Arif Sheikh. What will he finish with? And he's going to finish limply, but Nepal A have not finished limply. They've finished outstandingly well. The last 5 overs have gone all around Kirtipur. Ireland still carrying on with the umpires. Really don't see the necessity for that. 15 overs gone. It was 129 for 6 with 20 bowled. It's 213. What a sensational finish from the Nepal side.
Unbelievable stuff, this. You talk about Arif Sheikh, they're still having a word with the umpire. I think that's really very unnecessary. I think umpiring has been of good quality today, and the Ireland's Wolves side, they're constantly arguing with the umpire. That'll make no sense. 13 for 7 is what Nepal A managed, and that man on the screen, Arif Sheikh, he will be given standing ovation from his teammates as he heads towards the dugout. He's played one of the innings of his lifetime.
Well, he's the most capped player between either side. Arif Sheikh, 93 not out from 48 deliveries, a strike rate over 190. Quite simply sensational. And certainly pressing a case very, very hard to Monty Desai and the senior side down in India as to the fact that I should be on that plane to Oman. I should be going to the ACC Premier Cup and who knows, maybe a T20 World Cup. A gem of a knock. They were in all sorts of trouble at 33 for 3. 19 extras again for the 3rd day in a row. Ireland have been tardy with that front, but special mentions too. Good innings from both Rashid Khan and Kamal Singh Airi down in the lower middle order.
19 extras. They only had 6 extras given till the 10th over, the Irish Wolves side, but then they were really very indisciplined with the ball, gave away plenty of no balls, wides as well, and eventually that helped Nepal, courtesy that great innings from Arif, to get to a score of 213. The partnerships came. There was so much of talk about the Nepal's middle order not performing well, and they have denied that fact today.
Look at the acceleration of those partnerships as well. The last 2, the quickest 2 of the innings. Here's the best of the batting highlights. Dev Canal started really brightly, and he looked so good, but then he was dismissed soon after. Bashir Ahmed found 3 boundaries in his innings of 19, but couldn't really find any fluency. Bandari got 1 big one down the ground before Arif Sheikh got off the mark in the exact same fashion. Our cameraman having to take evasive action. 13 boundaries in total Sheikh hit. Played so nicely, I thought. That was Bashir Ahmed's 2nd boundary, swiftly followed by the 3rd. Ireland's fielding for me was under par. Not just the couple of drops they put down, but some really poor efforts in the outfield in particular. And then Sheikh started to accelerate. Remarkable to think that they've scored 84 off the final 5 overs here. Humphreys didn't really find any rhythm today. 3 overs, 1 for 24 for him. Oh, he did pick up a wicket, but he went for 28, including that 6 from Arif Sheikh. And really, the majority of the innings was about Sheikh the elder, the older brother of Asif, who's down with the senior side in India. They were big winners yesterday in their first game. So many good shots from Arif Sheikh. What a knock it's been. Occasional moment of fortune too. That top edge soared over the rope. And some pretty naive death bowling from Ireland. You could see what they were trying, but the execution was very much off. 4 no balls, 13 wides in there. Some big hits, probably none bigger than that Rashid Khan one. Look at that one, right up to the very top of the grass bank. That'll be 85, 90 metres in distance. Again, another no ball, a full toss. The runs just flowed all around the TU and the misfields as the pressure came on. The home crowd started to get into the game and get on top of the hosts. It was one bowled with one arm by Fionn Hand, but it was smashed many a mile. Front arm not really being used, and a bit of variety from Fionn Hand. And then McCarthy, well, he was not overly brilliant in his final over. Went for 20. In fact, the last 3 overs went for 27, 18 and 20 as Nepal have finished with a real flourish. Wickets for 5 of the 6 bowlers today. Maybe the pick of them, Gareth Delaney. You could argue a surprise not that he didn't bowl his 4th and final. And Fionn Hand, the leading wicket taker of the tour, in the wickets again. 2 for him. Let's take a look at the 7 wickets that fell. Ireland were so excellent in the first 6 overs in particular. It was Fionn Hand with the initial breakthrough, and then big celebrations from Liam McCarthy as he got the big hitting Lokesh Bam caught behind. Bidad Bandari was bowled by hand, and then Gavin Hoey got an LBW decision going his way. As Bashir Ahmed came across the stumps, that was a real disappointment of the innings. A nothing shot from Pawan Saraf. Before a run out, Nayaran Joshi wanted the single. Arif Sheikh sent him back, and Gareth Delaney did the rest. And then this one went a long way up, gave Matthew Foster his lone piece of joy today. Gavin Hoey taking the catch out at Cow Corner. So that's going to wrap up our coverage from the first innings. 213, would you believe? It didn't look too likely with 5 overs to go, let alone 3 overs left. But a flying finish from Nepal has got themselves in with a real chance of their first win in this series. Can Ireland chase down the 214 to take the clean sweep, or will Nepal make it 2-1? Find out with us live in about 5 minutes' time. Well, here we go. The series, well, it's just getting better and better. Been so entertaining. We've seen between the two A sides, Ireland A, known as the Ireland Wolves, and Nepal A. This is the third T20 fixture now. We've seen 5 completed innings, 4 totals over 200. The one that missed was 184. So really high scoring series, some entertaining batting, and alongside some maybe slightly naive death bowling, we've seen a gem of an innings from Arif Sheikh to drive Nepal A up to 213 for 7 from their 20 overs. I think alongside that Lokesh Bam 100, we've seen the 2 innings of the series come from the Nepali batters. That's why they'll be so disappointed with being 2-0 down. They can't win the series, but they could take a first ever win over the Irish Wolves, as Ireland's openers are all set. James McCollum, with a bit of a turgid day in the field. A drop catch and 1 or 2 fumbles at least in the deep. And then the man who's under a little bit of pressure, I think by his own admission, Rashid, has been well short of the runs that he would have liked. Remember, he was with the Irish senior side in the UAE against Afghanistan. Didn't play, but he's already played 7 times between Zimbabwe, Bangladesh, and also at that T20 World Cup Europe qualifier last year. I think that game was against Austria. But he's desperately short of runs on this tour. 2 17s, a 2 and a 4. Look at this from Nepal. Rajan Shah will have been doing his homework, because he said, right, we know Rashid is going to open again. Let's open with spin. Sagar Dakal has been excellent. 4 wickets for him. The sun is splitting the heavens, and we're all set for the chase. 214 it's going to be to win for the Ireland Wolves. Can Rashid get his first big score of the trip? And can the Irish Wolves hunt this total down? Fasten your seatbelts, back home. Starts with a wide down the leg side. Andrew Leonard here with you. As always, great to be in my second home. I love it here in Kathmandu. I'm delighted to have Ayush Gaitam with me for the first probably 7 overs or so. Ayush, that last 5, well, there was nothing short of ridiculous at some patches.
Well, absolutely, Lenny. Brutal hitting, 84 of last 5 overs. It was just brilliant from Nepali. Rashid, he needs to step up today. This time he goes big. Rashid is making a statement. This is the last T20 and I'm going to prove it. Why I'm in the team.
Well, what a strike this is. These are the kind of blows we've seen him play in Irish interprovincial cricket that has forced his case to get into the senior side. It's a great story. Brother of Mark Adair, one of Ireland's senior players. That's where he's very strong. Down, over, long on towards Cow Corner. The big difference this time, he just held his shape. He's been trying to overhit a little bit for me. It was very flat from Sagar Dakal. 1 legal delivery, 7 runs on the board. Can Adair build on that now? Another leg side wide.
Well, the plan has been clear. Nepali team knows that Rashid is finding it difficult to hit around the leg side. But you need to understand that Rashid has that strength around that long on reason. So you need to pitch a big ball towards that leg stump, and this is what Sagar Dakal is trying to do at the moment. This time Rashid comes down the track, making it a lower full toss. And a boundary for him. 10 runs for Rashid is looking in fine touch today. We definitely want to capitalize it.
And now it's been on Bandari, the 2 keeper batters for both sides, who has to run down to his bowler to have a discussion with him. Yeah, good use of the feet from Rashid, and great to see him be so positive. It can't be easy when you've had 4 low scores to stay positive, to keep believing in your ability. But he is such a great character. He's a special guy. I'm just going to keep going. This could be very entertaining if Rashid can get in. Kamal Singh Ari does really well, keeps it to just a single. Very few people in this day and age who've played professional sport in 2 different codes. I think the likes of Kenny Carroll from Ireland, who played representative cricket at the 2007 World Cup, went on to play hockey too for Ireland as a defender. Certainly, it's a very difficult thing to do. He's a professional rugby player with Ulster Rugby, and then went over to the Channel Islands to Jersey too. really trying to make success of his second career as a cricketer as McCollum gets off the mark thanks to the misfield from Bipin Khatri. So he has that professional sportsman mindset. He's got off to a start. Can he keep going?
Well, Ireland Wolves team would definitely want Rashid to just keep going over the power play overs. And yes, as Lenny was talking, it's a bit hard when you are having a rough patch to just come back. Again, trying to play that shot. The fielder is out there. He's just trying to shuffle around that leg side region and to just make that room for himself. And the power that he has that we have been talking about from the first T20 against the senior side.
And look at the shadow batting shot he played at the non-striker's end there. It was one of trying to hit straight because mid-off is up in the circle. He again just tried to overhit a little bit. It's that tension that will build in your muscles. Darted in by Sagar Dakal. Not the best over from him, but he does get out of it. In the end, 15 come from it. 15 for none. Well, this is a definite tactic. Spin to win is what Nepal feel. They have 4 options in the team. 2 of the left arm spinners will open things up. Bipin Khatri, I thought, bowled really nicely the other day. Went for 18 from his first 3 and then was given a bit of a hospital pass in the 20th and final. Heaved into the leg side, gets a good piece of it and beats the dive of the fielder. 4 more for Rashid, and all of a sudden the area that they were targeting into his pads, which was exposed as a bit of a weakness, he's turning into a strength. Flying start for the big hitter.
Well, they're just testing him. He's bowling around his pads. We have seen him struggle around that, but look at today. He's here to make a statement. If you just target on my loser side, I'll just turn it out to my strength. And this is what big players do. He has got that experience. He chose cricket after injury and being in rugby team just for entertainment, playing with a friend, but now he's representing Ireland team. Flighted delivery, goes down the ground, but there's a fielder out there. Just toying with the field, he's taking some time. This has been difference in their innings so far.
And that's part of the brilliant initiative from the tournament sponsors. It's Dish Home FibreNet, free Wi-Fi for anyone in the ground. So when you come up and enjoy these grass banks at the TU, you can make sure you can still get those Instagram stories up. Get the selfie out. We'll get a few selfies in the next break from the commentary box. Beautiful day out there, 27 degrees. Real summer feels out there now.
Well, beautiful weather. Had a storm last night. Where were you, Lenny? In the evening.
Short dragged down and pulled away with real power. James McCollum has always been known as a good cutter and puller of the ball, much like his father, who also played for Ireland. Short in stature, picks up the length quickly and smashes it away for 6.
A brilliant 6 from McCollum. Look at that transfer of weight in the back foot. He just waited for that ball. Bipin Khatri, a bit of shot. Brilliant shot there by James McCollum.
Back live with you now. He just missed that, but Collum just got himself in a tangle. I'm just not sure if spin from both ends was the play. Like one spinner bowling, but yeah, very much summer season. Much better length this time. Khatri goes for 11 from his first. The Wolves are on track with what they need to get. They're ahead of the required rate. 26 without loss. Going to be a change in bowling and a change in strategy for Nepal. They tried to challenge the two openers with the spinners, but both took a liking to the two left armers, so it will be a case of back to what we maybe should have done. Kamal Singh Ari with the new ball. Thought he's started pretty nicely. 4 wickets for him. Comes around the wicket. Not too sure about that, given maybe some movement on offer. Of course, we're into April now. April 1st. Bit of a tradition back in Europe. April Fools. Do you have that here in Nepal? Same thing?
Well, people tend to just enjoy April Fool, just making fool out of their friend. Early morning I was made April Fool. I was just in my office. Somebody just called near my cafe and said, I'm here, just come in. I was there. I was waiting for him for 30 minutes, but didn't turn out to be there.
Nicely played. Full toss. Really not sure why Kamal Singh Ari is coming around the wicket looking for death bowling. Gets lovely shape. Surely should be bowling over the wicket. Too easy for Rashid there. 4 more.
Well, indeed, Lenny. He's just coming round the wicket, just trying to make that angle, just to take the ball away from Rashid, but the length and line, you could just see Rashid is having that great start today. Not getting any correct length. Kamal Singh Ari.
You can actually see it as well, can't you? A bit of curve out of the hand, bit of swing through the air, but you're going to persist with this tactic. This comes off the toe of the bat. Not out of the middle by any stretch, but enough for 4 more. There's a deathly silence across the ground. Adair is very much into his zone, and his teammates ever so pleased for him. It's a 25 off just 9 balls.
He's off to a flyer. Look at the power in that shot. Just lost the bat. Just one-handed thought you could just tell him, but the power that he has. Once again, Kamal Singh Ari is struggling to find his line and length in the power play overs, but they have certainly played out the plan that Nepal were looking for.
This time a swing and a miss. First time that Rashid hasn't had a stable base. Hits it so well when he's got a stable base. Yeah, I was glad that there is another rule with April Fools. You can only play them before midday. So I was glad we had a 1 p.m. start today. I was waiting for someone to prank me at the ground on arrival. But it really is. You can feel the summer season now into April. You can feel the heat. Beautiful time of year here. I know the Irish boys hugely enjoyed their trip up to the cable car yesterday. Really not sure of this tactic. All too easy. Just clipped around the corner. Where is he trying to bowl is my question.
I'm also a bit surprised with the delivery that Kamal Singh Ari is bowling at the moment. The fine leg fielder was inside the 30-yard circle. Not a bit wide, placed near, a bit fine to the keeper, but just using the pace of Kamal Singh Ari. Rashid out there. Well, the plan has been clear. They are just targeting the plans, but Rashid is just coming out of syllabus today. Well, he's disappointed, Kamal Singh Ari. They're off to a flyer, Ireland Wolves so far.
There goes to the slower ball. Really would love to see Kamal Singh Ari do what he does best, bowling over the wicket, shaping the ball away from the right-handers. Instead, 13 come from the over. The Irish Wolves, 39 for none. Well, a great start for Ireland. Really impressive. Bipin Khatri is going to continue. Still just 2 fielders laid outside the 30-yard circle, both on the leg side. And that's where Rashid will check it down to for a single. Pawan Saraf today, 3rd spin option, and then Bashir Ahmed, the other one. Likely see a lot of spin bowled. Fair to say that Neil Rock seems to have got his bowling changes, his bowling plans a bit more. Chance at mid-off, juggled and taken. Bipin Khatri celebrates, and Dev Canal just does enough. The Wolves have lost their first.
Well, Bipin Khatri giving that breakthrough for Nepal. James McCullum was playing a brilliant game. Dave Khanal just struggling out there, but at the end, a catch for Dave Khanal. That's the breakthrough for Nepal, and James McCullum has to depart. 26 of 13 deliveries in the previous match. Run a ball in this match, 7 out of 7. Ireland Wolves 40 for 1.
You see PJ Moore at number 3. Well, he's been quite sublime, hasn't he, in his 2 appearances on this tour. The way in which he struck the ball and counter-attacked for Ireland when they were in real trouble in the 2nd T20 at 66 for 4. 7 sixes he hit, 10 boundaries in total, 65 off 26. He took a real liking to Pawan Saraf in particular, didn't he? And his flexibility is on show again. He opened in the first T20 with 49 off 32. Then he was at number 3 with 65 off 26. What can he do today? One more look at the wicket here. You can see what McCollum's trying to do because mid-off's up in the circle. Never quite got to the pitch of the ball is a problem.
Absolutely, was just tempted with the fielding position out there. Just coming down the track, trying to play that shot, but straight into the hands of Dave Khanal. He fumbles for a bit, but at the end, he's getting that ball and the first wicket. And Bipin Khatri, the young man, is excited. He gets the breakthrough.
You can just see there that you've got the fixed sight screen, which is the metal dark part, and then it's been extended because we played on several different pitches in the middle of the square with some cloth which was just blowing up, and understandably PJ Moore has very good judgment to say, no, need that fixed before I'm going to face up again. All set to continue, and Moore will get off the mark, just clipped into the leg side. Will Rashid just keep going, keep attacking here?
Well, absolutely. And this is his natural game as well. He loves playing that attacking cricket, and this is what he is doing. A fine start for Rashid. He would definitely want to capitalize it, convert it towards a big score, because he was struggling to find that connection in the previous matches. This time, once again, he goes, but straight into the hands of Pawan Saraf. Just trying to attack Bipin Khatri.
Well, the question was answered. He did try to keep going, but you could just hear the noise on your stump microphones at home. Didn't quite get it out of the middle of the bat. Probably off the bottom left-hand part. Maybe the bat twisted in his hands a touch too. Did see it there, just that bottom hand coming through, he knew, and Pawan Saraf has judged this very nicely. Made it look easy, in fact. Adair sparkled in a big way, but he'll be so disappointed to have got a start and be found short. 31 of just 14 deliveries, it's 41 for 2. Well, Bipin Khatri is the man who's sticking his hand up of the non-capped internationals. Really good. 2 wickets in the over. Thought he bowled nicely the other day too. And for the Irish Wolves, it's going to be Morgan Topping in at number 4. A little shy of runs. And this thuds into, maybe somewhere you don't want to be hit. Hopefully it's the inner thigh pad. Going to skid on and miss the leg stump. 2 in the over and only 2 runs from it. 41 for 2. So here we are. It's just over 10 and over required, and the Wolves are going at 10 and over here in the power play. The big problem, they've lost 2 in the over. Bipin Khatri has struck, and Kamal Singh Airi is going to continue. And Ayush, I have to say, I'm dumbfounded. I don't quite understand why he's going to continue with this around the wicket option. You're immediately taking LBW almost entirely out of the equation unless you get a really full Yorker. He's a natural away swing bowler from the right-handers. He's got 2 men in there on 1 and 0. Can't quite make sense of this. However, the end result comes out.
Absolutely. You could just see Binod Bhandari just staying a bit wide. You could see that backward point out there. Third man inside the circle. I guess Kamal Singh is just trying to create that angle. With that angle around the wicket, taking the ball away from the right-handed batsman. But the dangerous man is on strike. PJ Moore. 2 games against Nepal, he scored 114 at the strike rate of 196. Nepal would definitely look to take this man out of the crease.
Yeah, it's not like it's just a plan for one batter. It's not like something that Rajan Shah's identified and said, look, actually, we think round the wicket's a good option to player X because of Y reason. You don't want to limit the ways in which you can take wickets. Wickets are your key currency, whatever format of cricket you're playing as a bowler. Yes, you want to restrict things, of course you do. But you take wickets, you end up winning more games than you lose. Particularly when you're defending 214. Definitely the game management and some of the tactical awareness has been a bit lacking for me for the Say side, but they will learn. That's the 2nd wicket to fall.
Well, a bit of chat going on there between the umpire and the skipper Binod Bhandari. I guess Kamal Singh Airi just went on to that danger end. Ireland Wolves are batting second for the first time against Nepali. They have lost 2 wickets within power play. If you look at the first T20 and second T20, they just lost 1 wicket. They're off to a flyer in both the match. Brilliant work there by Bipin Khatri. A young man giving that 2 crucial breakthrough for Nepali.
Now that's been worked for a single, but it's a leg stump half volley. I don't know where the target is here. Is it a good length? Is it a full length? Is it back of a length? May end up only going for 4 or 5 in the over, but I think you're limiting your opportunity to take wickets in the first 6.
Absolutely. And we saw some bit of movement when Fionn Hand was bowling in the first power play overs as well. And Kamal Singh Airi just coming round the wicket, just taking that LBW out of the equation. Trying to go for the filler one. This is what we're talking about. You're coming round the wicket, you're taking that LBW equation out. Unless it's a brilliant Yorker you put in.
Maybe the plan is, okay, if we can go for 6 singles off this over, start to get required run rate to bear down upon the Irish, we're happy with that. It's just slightly negative for me. It's not a positive piece of, you think of the great recent white ball captains, your Brendan McCullums, your Owen Morgans. These guys are always looking for wickets. Slower ball. You can appeal all you want. You're not going to get that given out.
Well, getting that uneven bounce from the wicket. Morgan Topping was just surprised. Just see Morgan Topping just surprised with that bounce. Kamal Singh Airi, bit of optimistic appeal out there. But a good over just to contain that run flow of the Ireland Wolves. Just 3 runs of this over. Kamal Singh Airi is bowling with that pace. He has got that pace, has got that ability to just take the ball away from the right-hander.
Flicked round the corner, flicked for 4. Well, funny old game cricket, isn't it? You can approach the sport from many ways. I'm not too sure about that tactic at all, despite only 7 from the over. Kick of the turf in frustration from Kamal Singh Airi. 5 have been bowled, 48 for 2. Well, a quarter way through the chase, the Ireland Wolves are not quite at the pace they need to be, and they have lost 2 wickets, but they're very much still in this contest. You'll have to describe that one for me, please, Ayush.
What we're talking about is just targeting the pad, but Morgan Topping just getting a brilliant shot out there off the pocket for Kamal Singh Airi. It was predetermined. He knew that he was just targeting his pads. Just used his wrist. Bipin Khatri, the wicket taker, comes back into the attack. 2 new men in, and Ireland Wolves at the moment, they are going steadily. They need a partnership.
It's not altogether too often you'll see the same bowler bowl 3 overs in the power play. Because of Bipin Khatri's brilliant second over, they're going to stick with him. Could even see him do a Kali Mullah, as it's being christened, the 4 on the bounce. Kali Mullah, the big Oman fast bowler who loves bowling 4 consecutively in a T20I when he's going well. Full toss, hit down the ground. Now long on is out there. Oh yes! Pawan Saraf has held on to a beauty. What a catch from the big man, and celebrations everywhere. That is outstanding.
The dangerous man, PJ Moore, has to depart. That was not a wicket-taking ball, to be honest. Lower full toss, PJ Moore not getting that connection he would have wanted, but a brilliant catch out there. Long on by Pawan Saraf. You could just see there. At the bottom part of the bat, Pawan Saraf. With that jumping effort. Brilliant catch. Absolutely brilliant catch. Look at that balance over the rope from Pawan Saraf.
And it's not just the catch, but the fact that he's really only by a matter of inches managed to show the dexterity to stay inside the surface. Khatri can't believe it. It really shouldn't have been a wicket from that delivery, but it was, thanks to Pawan Saraf. PJ Moore's gone for 2, 48 for 3. Well, we've just seen one of the moments of the tour. This dish home Fibernet Ireland Wolves tour of Nepal has really captured the imagination, both back home in Ireland and here in Nepal. Is this a drop catch? I think it is. Khatri is all over Ireland. Neil Rock, the new man, to the crease. A feather of an edge as Bandari put it down.
Bipin Khatri is bowling his heart out. You could just see that presence of mind from Pawan Saraf. After just holding that catch, you could just see him looking at the ropes. That was a stunner.
Yes, T20, man. Come on. Hey, T20. It's a T20, man.
A brilliant delivery from Bipin Khatri. The Ireland Wolves skipper, the first delivery. There was a slight edge out there.
What an over. What a decision to stick with Khatri for a third consecutive. And the Wolves have themselves in a real tangle. As you can imagine, with the runs that have flown everywhere, we're yet to have a maiden in the series. I think we might just be about to see one here. Slip comes out. Bipin Khatri bowling beautifully. Pitched outside leg, won't be given out, but it will be a wicket maiden, would you believe it? 6 have been bowled, the power play is done. It's 48 for 3. All been about one bowler, Bipin Khatri. What a start from him. 3 wickets. Inside 2 overs, he's bowled 3, including that wicket maiden, but the moment maybe of the series, despite all the brilliance we've seen. The Pawan Saraf catch that I've no doubt will be making its way onto social media pretty quickly and will be clipped up. A stunner, a real stunner, but it could have been even better. It could have been another one in the over. Was this a drop catch?
Next ball after the wicket. Oh, that was...
We will bring it to you in a moment. That's the one there. I think he might have actually hit the ground. Don't think necessarily that was an outside edge. Rock does get off the mark, taking a little while to do so. It looked like the bat hit the turf to me.
Well, I guess that was close, Lenny. The ball was close to the bat. You could just hear that sound. Sagar Takal now. Vinod Bhandari just using his strength. Spinners hunting in tandem now from both the end. Sagar Takal 2 of 2 deliveries.
Oh, what a beauty. He does turn some of them. A lot of them he'll skid on. But that one a bit more flight. Drift, dip, and then the turn away. Wasn't a chance, I don't think. But a beauty that completely deceived Topping.
Just look at the delivery. A beautiful delivery. Just giving that air in the ball. Traditional left arm spinner's delivery. Just going away from the right-handed batsman. Umpire has given one bite.
He did them all ends up, didn't he, Sagar Takal? And that's the flatter one that will just go on with the arm. Well, the Wolves, over the course of the last 45 minutes or so of gameplay, somewhat collapsed in a heap, haven't they? They were dominating that first innings. Nepal didn't look like getting past 160, maybe 170 at best. A flying finish with 84 off the last 5 has driven them up to 213. Now the left arm spinners are making merry.
Bipin Khatri just getting over Ireland Wolves. 52 for 3, and Bipin Khatri just spinning his wave around Ireland Wolves batsman.
Use that hashtag IRE Tour of NEP to get involved on social media. And remember, you can catch the big offer too from Dish Home FibreNet. Really good value with their brand ambassador, Dipendra Singh Irie, one of my very favourite players anywhere in the world. Great to see him team up with Dish Home FibreNet. End of the 7th. Just 4 runs come from that over. The Wolves are in trouble. 52 for 3.
Well, at this stage, you can just see both the team evenly poised, 52 for 3. This is what Ireland Wolves are at the moment. Nepal were 56 for 3. But Ireland Wolves would need someone to bat like Arif Sheikh did in the middle overs, and someone like Rashid Khan to just accelerate the innings. And there you go, Narayan Joshi, the man from Sudhir Pashchim. Oh, that was a pickup shot. And well, Narayan Joshi, in his first delivery, gets rid of the Ireland Wolves skipper, Neil Rock. Well, the spinners were just using their wave around Ireland Wolves, but this time it's the seamer, Narayan Joshi, taking on Neil Rock. And who was it to take the catch? Kamal Singh Airi. A simple catch for Kamal Singh Airi. Just going for that pickup shot, could not get the middle part of the bat. Just went on to hit that sticker. And a good catch there by Kamal Singh Airi. Ireland Wolves now under deep, deep trouble. They would need someone to step up and hold this innings. The skipper would not be happy. The two dangerous men, PJ Moore and Neil Rock, both have to depart. Ireland Wolves 52 for 4.
यसलाई भित्र गर्छौ कि यसलाई भित्र गर्छौ यही खेलाइराख्छौ भनेपछि यसलाई गरे हुन्छ
52 for 4 Ireland Wolves. And a bit of trouble now. It's Cara Delaney who's come in. What a day Nepal A bowlers are having at the moment. And there's a change in the commentary box. Very good afternoon, Sachin. Well, Ireland Wolves are off to a start, but a brilliant comeback there by Nepal A.
Definitely 52 for 4. Narayan Joshi has picked up a wicket in the very first ball of his spell today. Was a pickup shot and held out to Kamal Singh Airi. Down the ground, now certainly on the back foot. The Ireland Wolves.
Just look at that required run rate. 12.71. You're just trying to play that pickup shot. Could not get that connection. And a simplest of catch for Kamal Singh Airi. Required run rates 12.71 at one point of time. You could just see in the power play overs, the current run rate was far away than the required run rate, but Nepali have definitely got back that momentum in this game.
He bends his back really well, Narayan Joshi. Puts in a lot of effort despite the keeper standing up to the stumps. He is a hit the deck bowler. And Neil Rock, the Irish captain, he went for that pickup shot, was flicked off his pads, straight up, and was a really good catch by Kamal Singh Airi.
This is a good move as well. Vinod Bhandari coming close to the stumps. He knows that Narayan Joshi don't have that pace. The batsman could just dance down the track and play these shots, but brilliant thinking there by Vinod Bhandari. And talking about Narayan Joshi, yes, Sachin, he loves hitting the deck hard, but we have seen in the Prime Minister's Cup, Narayan Joshi does not have that pace, but ball seem like Arif's sake, just focuses on his line and lens, just tries to target stump-to-stump deliveries.
Rashid.
Captain Sudhir Pashchim Province, the Prime Minister's Cup.
Short wide this time, catch it was the call. A boundary this, a much needed boundary off the bat of Delaney. It was short, it was wide. The point fielder did put a desperate dive there, but there's no way he could have stopped that. A boundary. We can see there. Oh, that was a really good dive. The attempt was there. But the ball was far from him, and a boundary for Delaney.
Delaney chasing that ball pretty well. But a Bit of luck. Just missed the fielder out there. Once again, the fielder was brought inside the 30-yard circle. The third man, Delaney, just using his back foot to slice the ball. Another boundary for him. And that's the end of 8 over Ireland Wolves, 62 for 4.
The Manhattan chart. Ireland Wolves, they started really well. 14 runs, 15 runs in the first over. They were going at over 12 and over till the third over. Can they find the momentum back? And shots like that will certainly help them to get the momentum back. Sagar Dakal was short and wide outside off stump, and Topping has got another boundary for his team.
Brilliant placement there by Topping. Just getting top of the ball. There was a huge gap between backward point and cover. There's no protection out there in the deep. Brilliant placement there by Topping. And they would need some boundaries in some overs to just bring back that momentum towards themselves. They need a partnership out here.
Cut again, but straight to the fielder this time. Arif. That's Mr. Bhim Acharya, former minister. In the VIP box, Topping batting at 11 of 10, 9 of 4 for Delaney. Cuts again. He's flirting with danger there, Sagar Dakal. He's allowing a lot of width for the batters to cut the ball. I don't think that's the right choice.
You could just see the gap between backward point and cover. There's a fielder out there in the deep point and just a fielder out there in long off. So there's a huge gap in the offside, and if Sagar Dakal would just ball in a wrong delivery, the batsman could just get better of him. So he needs to be careful.
Can he bring one back with his arm? They've taken the single run. They'll settle for the single. And can they build a partnership? This match is not over, mind you. The Nepal A innings also fostered, especially in the last 6 or 7 overs. There were speculations whether Nepal would get to that score of 160 or not, but the late flurry and some really indisciplined bowling from the Ireland Wolves took the score to 213 runs. Appeal, the ball would have gone down the leg side.
Well, indeed, Sachin, there's not much of trouble for Ireland Wolves. They have lost those wickets, but you could just see the first innings in Nepal were 79 for 3 in 10 overs. They just got 84 of the last 5. They need someone to step up. They need someone to play matured innings like Arif Sheikh did, and someone to just come in and accelerate the innings like Rashid Khan just went off to. And we know Topping and Delaney has got that ability. They just need to step up now.
Some patches of dark clouds, but I think it's going to be okay. We had a glorious early morning. Again an appeal. Again the ball would go down the leg side. An easy decision for the umpire again. So 6 runs off the third over of Sagar Dakal. Score is 68 for 4. It has been a magical spell from Bipin Khatri. 3 wickets in his 3 overs, and one of the very first ball of Narayan Joshi. His ball 1, given away 10 runs, 68 for 4. That's the score. Can the Ireland Wolves rebuild from here? They have hitters to come. They have plenty of batters who can score quick. All they need at this point of time is a partnership, and Rashid Khan has been introduced by Captain Bandari for the very first time. He'll be bowling from the Dewgate end. Has given away 77 runs in the 3 matches. Has been a touch expensive. Nepal A at this stage were 70 for 3. So not much of a difference in between the two sides. Which also means that Ireland Wolves, if they can stay at the centre and build a partnership, 145 of 65 in the modern day cricket, very much possible.
Well, it's T20 cricket. 1 good over, 2 good over. If you could just bring in, you will take that momentum towards yourself. And the difference is when you could just see Ireland lost their first wicket when they were in 40 runs. After that, 52 for 4. This has been the difference.
Catches the call. Or dropped it. Dev Khanal, it is. Disappointment in the crowd, and rightly so. That was a sitter. You're definitely expected to take catches like this, especially in the level of cricket you're playing. Miscued completely. This was up in there for quite a while. He came in and certainly he dropped that at the very last. Dev Khanal, a little lapse in concentration, took the eyes off the ball at the very last moment. That should have been the 5th wicket for Nepali side.
Indeed, he just went near the ball. He had made a long run. And once again going for that slower bouncer. A brilliant shot from Topping. Just playing with the field. Boundary is needed in each over for the Ireland Wolves. Morgan Topping just playing with the field set.
Give me an example of bisector. That's an example of bisector. Bisected the 2 fielders in the deep perfectly well. 2 fielders between. The ball went in between the 2 fielders at cow corner and deep mid wicket. Rashid was really predictable in the previous match, and this is something he'll have to adjust. He cannot be too predictable. Even if it's a slow delivery, you cannot always get it on the same length. The batters at this level of cricket, they're smart enough to understand the bowler's mind. That's also one of the reasons why Rashid has been very expensive in this series.
Well, couldn't agree more, Sachin, because he was being too predictable. We saw in the last 2 games as well. Ireland Wolves were just over him, but you can see a different Rashid Khan today. He's mixing his deliveries. He's sticking to his strength, bowling those cutters, slower ones.
Straight to the fielder. He's dropped it, was hit like a rocket. This wasn't a slow delivery from Rashid. It was short and wide. And second time in this over, a catch has been put down. Was it Bipin Khatri? I believe it's Bipin Khatri. It took him by surprise, actually. It came in really quick. That was hit ferociously hard. But do you expect the fielder to take a catch like this? It went straight into his hands and straight out of it.
Well, just look at the reaction time that Bipin Khatri had. It just took him by surprise. When you are fielding around, the only reason you need to be very careful because the ball would come at you with the force.
Better length to bowl that slow delivery. Rashid Khan, very unlucky in this over. After 10.78 for 4, and drinks will be called. So the warm comparison there. Pretty much converging the two warms. Almost at a very similar position there. They have 10 overs to go, the Ireland Wolves. Can they get to the score of 214? That's the Manhattan chart. They got one good over, the previous one. Rashid, although he was very unlucky, had two drop catches in that over. One was a sitter by Bipin Khatri and the other was a bit difficult, but you expect Bipin Khatri to take that kind of catch. And this is what Andrew loves the most. He loves interacting with the fans, gets to the stands, takes pictures. Has thousands of fans in Nepal.
Rashid.
So one more reason for the Nepali crowd to come into this ground and watch cricket. You can get to meet Andrew Leonard.
Ball.
Tucked towards the onside. They think for the second run and they'll get the second run rather easily.
Well, now at this point of time, this partnership is crucial for Ireland Wolves. Topping and Delaney. Delaney is looking aggressive. Topping needs to be there. Play that anchor role. Well, the required run rate is a bit of concern for the Ireland Wolves side, but as we are talking about, this is T20 cricket. Nothing is impossible in T20 cricket, we know that.
Bowling.
Sagar Dakal has started really well. I think gave away a little too many bad deliveries in the previous over. He was short, he was wide. Allowed the batters that room to maneuver and find the gap towards the offside. It's been much tighter. So last 30 balls only producing 33 runs. Ayush, 1 wicket, 4 fours. So Nepal have been really successful in containing this Ireland chase.
This time he goes up and he goes big. A much needed boundary. The Ireland Wolves, they're just targeting Sagar Dakal.
This was a nothing delivery really. Sagar Dakal has struggled with length today, Ayush. It's just set up to be hit. This was the previous delivery. This time it was a half tracker. The batter was already set in the back foot. Again, we're struggling to get the replay of that ball.
Well, Delaney is not delaying any moment. He's just looking after that loose delivery, going after Sagar Dakal. And this is a side you don't often see it. Sagar Dakal is so economical, but not just today, day for him. This time it was a good delivery, not offering any loop to Delaney. Just was flatter through the air, quicker through the air.
And one thing the Nepal side should not be looking to do, Ayush, is to be complacent here because they've got a good start with the ball. They've had Ireland in the back foot, but they should be realizing that the Irish team also has plenty of batters to follow, and this chase is still doable. Not with shots like that, though. We'll have to see. There's no signal from the umpire, so there was an edge in that shot. 11 gone, 88 for 4.
Nandu, there on your screen, he's always there in TU cricket ground. He loves cricket. He's been there for a long period of time. He loves Binod Bhandari.
You'd want his hero to lead Nepal to victory from here. The decision making is really crucial. How he rotates the bowlers. And Joshi continues from the 2 wicket end. Only a single off his first ball. Was a magical start from him, a dream start really, Ayush. Getting a wicket off the first ball. You just dream it, isn't it? And the Ireland Wolves, meanwhile, will have to believe that they're still in the hunt, still in the chase. They've lost 4 wickets rather early. That's the power of stopping. Narayan Joshi cannot believe it at all. We all thought that was a miscued shot. The bat flipped right at the point of contact with the ball. This was again the previous ball. That was sheer power. Pull said the length was not that short to be pulled. Misfield will allow the batters to come back for the second run. Now slowly the Ireland Wolves getting some good overs. And they've targeted the right bowlers too. They've not gone after everything, Ayush. They've waited for the bad deliveries. And the sixth of the second ball of this over was an unbelievable strike.
Just play it on the back foot. Well, absolutely, it's just going after the loose deliveries. And Narayan Joshi, this is what we were talking about when he was bowling the first over. He does not have that pace. He lost bowling those cutters. And one good thing I'm seeing at the moment is Vinod Bhandari coming towards the stump, close to the stumps, cramping the batsman in the crease. Because we have seen this Ireland Wolves batsman would love coming down the track, and this shot that Sachin was talking about, that was sheer power in it. The bat just flipped. The end moment, but the power in that shot, this time driven. They're looking for 2.
You sometimes feel for the bowler, Ayush. I just bowled at the right line. It was almost a Yorker length. The batter got it wrong. He miscued it. And what was the result? I was belted for a 6.
Well, there was nothing on in that delivery that went for a 6. The fielder was rightly placed out there. Runs of this over from Narayan Joshi. After the end of 12th over, Ireland Wolves 99 for 4.
So 115 needed off the final 48 balls. If we were talking a decade ago, this match was gone, but not anymore. 115 from the final 48, very doable. They'll need a couple of boundaries in and over, the singles, and few partnerships like this, 47 of 29. I think this is the right choice by Vinod Bhandari to bring in his main bowler, Kamal Singh ID. The required rate 14.38. 14.38. The current run rate 8.25. But this partnership has brought the Ireland Wolves back to the match. At least we believe so. Comes round the wicket. A brilliant delivery first up. It's a Yorker. And again, very, very poor fielding this. Kamal Singh ID is livid, and rightly so. Ayush and me, Ayush Gautam there, my co-commentator, We're having a great time as well. Nepal defending to 13, and Ireland Wolves don't write them off yet, because they are also putting in a good chase, Ayush.
Well, absolutely, Sachin, and this is what Kamal Singh Airi is trying in the first over. He's coming round the wicket. He was trying for that Yorker delivery, and this time he executed it pretty well. But this partnership is looking crucial for Ireland Wolves, and they need to take forward. One brilliant thing about this partnership has been the running between the wickets.
Taken on the full, chips it really straight to Rashid, only for a single. And that single also brings up the 50 partnership of only 31 balls. They got a couple of lifelines as well, 2 drop catches, 25 each for both Morgan Topping and Delaney. Can this partnership now take Ireland Wolves home?
Well, 2 men on your screen. They've just hold it. Ireland Wolves inning so far. It's going deep down the crease, going for that maximum shot, and he gets it. Morgan Topping is looking in fine touch today.
Topping on top, and he's toppling with the confidence of Nepali bowlers. Stood on the back foot, picked up the length so well, so early, and he deposited the ball outside the ground for a 6. This is a long hit, Ayush. These Irish batters are really, really powerful. Good delivery to come back after that 6. Leonard's still there. How many pictures, Lenny? You have to come back to the com box.
Well, Lenny, you got to overcome. I need to take a break. You're still there out there. But 56 of 33 deliveries, this partnership. And one thing good about this partnership is that they have been consistently maintaining that current run rate around 7 and 8.
I don't think this is a proper connection. But it lands in between the 2 fielders there, Bashir and Lokesh. None of them actually go after the ball. That's what has made Kamal Singh Airi really, really frustrated. He wanted one of those 2 to actually go after the ball. Nepal's side slowly losing their grip from this match. It was a miscute hit right in between the 2 fielders, but there could and should have been a better effort.
This is why Kamal Singh Airi was frustrated. Not getting that connection. 11 runs of this over. A dot delivery to end the over. Ireland Wolves 1-1, 0 for 4. Now the crowds are coming in. The gates have been open. If you are around TU, you could just come in. Well, are we heading towards a nail-biting finish out here? This partnership is turning out to be a crucial partnership for the Wolves. 110 for 4. And this is what we are talking about. They've consistently maintained that current run rate. Delaney and Topping, they're playing that matured innings.
The security team there, they've done a brilliant job as well. And Bipin Khatri will bowl his final over. He's been tremendously successful, 3 for 13 off his 3 overs. Has given away just over 4 and over. So it has been a magical spell for Bipin Khatri. And this partnership now threatening for the Nepal A bowlers.
A man with the magical arm today, Bipin Khatri. His last over. Oh, that ball just went on to pick the airs of the batsman. Just bringing the ball back in with that angle, Bipin Khatri. Look at this delivery. Was quicker through the air in that flatter trajectory, just trying to play to the leg side. What a day he is having, Bipin Khatri.
Wide delivery. They need to get one wicket here now. You cannot be too relaxed, Nepali side, because one or two overs can change the whole course of the match in this format of the game, and that man was so good with the bat today, Arif. One of the best innings I've seen in this venue under the circumstances. Remember when he came in, Nepal were in deep trouble with 68 for 4, but the way he counter-attacked wasn't overtly aggressive as well. He toyed with the thought process of the bowlers. He dictated the terms really for the majority of his innings. 92 runs for an experienced Arif, and certainly now he will be a candidate, will contest to get a place in that side of the senior team.
Well, one of the most matured innings that I've seen so far in T20 cricket for Nepal. One thing I loved about Arif's innings today was the approach that he's shown. He just showed to everyone that T20 cricket is not all about hitting sixes and fours. It's just about maintaining that partnership, holding one end of the crease and just rotating the strike, keeping that scoreboard ticking. And I just absolutely enjoyed today's batting of Arif Sheikh.
Goes with the line this time. Oh, this is tremendous hit. One of the longest you'll see again. Big hit this. Just went through the line of the ball. No turn whatsoever. And that went and hit the roof of the players' dining hall.
Well, if it's in the arc, it's out of the park, and Nepal A bowlers would need to keep this in mind, because they know that Delaney and Topping would get onto you if you ball those loose deliveries. Look at that current run rate, 8.60. And we have been talking about this 6 in the commentary box as well. You could hear Lenny talking about this humongous 6.
So after 14, 120 for 4. So 120 for 4. We're into the final 6 overs of this T20 series between Nepal A and the Ireland Wolves. 4 overs bowled by Bipin Khatri, all 4 of them, and he has been really good with the ball. 3 for 23. He got those 3 wickets at the very top, quite early for Nepal as well. But can Binod Bhandari execute good plans and take Nepal to victory from here?
Just getting a look at the 3 wickets there from Bipin Khatri. That was the standout moment. Just incredible acrobatic take. The athleticism from Pawan Saraf. Quite brilliant. You look at Pawan Saraf. He has all the tools, doesn't he? Big, tall man. He's got a great technique with the bat he bowls. Very conventional off spin that looks really good. Just hasn't quite had the output that he would have liked at the top level yet, despite quite a few chances. Nice breeze today. Been a good partnership this for the Ireland Wolves. The question is it coming quickly enough? The last 5 overs have been really good, gone for 52. And that drop of Delaney, it could be costly.
Can't agree more. And 2 catches were dropped in the same over. Both of them should have been taken. Rashid Khan has given away 10 runs in his first over. Can he produce a tight over? Meanwhile, for the Irish side, they'll have to believe they're still in the hunt.
No ball. Well, this is the period of the game where Ireland started to really feel the pressure from the home batters. That is not a good start to Rashid Khan's second over. 5 runs to the total. Free hit to follow.
And balls like this will certainly allow the Irish Wolves to believe even more. Was a bad delivery in itself, was short, wide. It's getting a little too predictable here, Lenny. He's bowling short consistently, and even his slow deliveries that he uses as his variation so effectively have been easily detected by the Irish batters.
I think we still have a game on, particularly with those free 5 runs coming and the free hit to follow. Don't think the two sides will be altogether too different at a similar stage. Free hit will need to be re-bowled. It's going to be a no ball again. Doesn't really matter. If it was a wide, it would have been a free hit again. The reason why, it's actually pitched off the playing surface. So, no ball, another free hit.
Rashid Khan will have to keep his cool. This was way wide and had to be called another no ball because it was pitched outside the playing track. Almost onto another pitch. It'll be a wide. The free hit continues. And trouble for Rashid Khan is still there.
Amazing what pressure does, isn't it? And all of a sudden, with those couple of missed opportunities, even though Nepal are still ahead of the game, and they're on top, looking for their first win, remember, against the Irish Wolves side in their history. First time they've met. Would be a consolation win in the series, but the pressure is just putting it back onto Nepal's bowlers. It's a free hit again, remember now. And the free hit's going to go miles, hammered by Delaney. He's such a power hitter. We've got a game in our hands here yet again.
I believe so. I believe so. And the Ireland Wolves also believe that because he's a bit nervous bowling that free hit delivery, Rashid Khan. 81 of 44, the partnership. He had to correct his line because he was bowling wides. And only one legal delivery. 13 runs already off this over for the Ireland Wolves.
What a bonus for them. And huge pressure on Rashid Khan. Remarkably, Bipin Khatri's only used 5 bowlers. No Pawan Saraf. And no Bashir Ahmed either. Gets away with that one, maybe just because Delaney shuffled across. Fortune for Rashid Khan. And he's bowled out Sagar Dakal and Bipin Khatri, the 2 left-arm spinners. So it means unless he turns to a 6th bowler, he's going to have to go with nothing but seam from here in. That could be real danger, real trouble.
Maybe overcompensating for keeping left-handed spinners. He bowled the final over with a left-hand spinner in both 2 matches. This is the full toss. Slapped. And slapped hard for a 6. Another 6 in this over. He wants a noble as well. He's disappointed that the umpire doesn't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think this is a good call. Delaney doesn't just want 6. He's greedy. He wants 7. Remember, he was dropped on 15 and he's now soared to 49 in no time at all. See on the replay here, I think just dipping beneath his waist height. Good decision, not a good delivery. And hammered away for another maximum. We absolutely have a game in our hands. The required run rates come down to 13.5 per over. Big problems and questions to answer now for Bipin Khatri and the bowler Rashid Khan.
He's still wanting a no ball. He's looking at the leg umpire there. But I think the ball had dipped enough for the umpire to not call it a no ball. 139 for 4. What an over this is for the Ireland Wolves side.
There is batting to come too for Ireland. Gavin Hoey's a very powerful striker. We saw his little cameo in the 2nd T20. He was only in for 8 or 10 balls, but smashed it everywhere. Not a good delivery. Looking for the wide block hole. Execution of skills is coming under massive pressure here. This time goes towards the stumps. Delaney clips it into the leg side. He'll want a second. Topping turns slowly, won't get it.
Now all of a sudden 74 required of 32. Touch over 12 and that's 50. That's 50 for Delaney. He's played really well under the circumstances, has been given a chance by the Nepali fielders. 4 sixes, 3 fours to his name, 50 of only 26 balls. Match certainly on.
Yeah, big time, really good innings. He's had that life when he was on, I think, 14 or 15. 7 boundaries. And just a cursory raise of the bat. He knows there's work to be done. But lovely to see everyone in the ground, probably 1,500 fans or so, all rising up and clapping Gareth Delaney. What can Topping do? He's not going to strike as powerfully. His role might just be to get Gareth Delaney as much of the face as possible. Those catches that have been going down, they've been very costly in this series.
Definitely. 2 catches put down against the same bowler, Rashid. And he's been hammered for plenty of runs in this over already. 50 runs for Delaney. Just keeping the Irish hope alive. They look to certainly whitewash the home side.
Just misses out this time, comes off an inside edge. Will be a single to close out. An expensive over from Rashid Khan. We've got a game in our hands yet again. 142 for 4. Well, look at this. The Irish Wolves are ahead of the game, but it might be a little bit of a misnomer because it was 84 that the Nepal A side plundered from the last 5 overs. Still not looking for a 6th bowler to be brought into the attack. I cannot understand the lack of Bashir Ahmed in particular. Didn't bowl in the 2nd T20. Doesn't look like he's going to bowl in the 3rd either. If they bowl 5 overs a seam here, Delaney's still there at the death, I think the Wolves could clean sweep this and make it 3-0. I know it's a tall task, 72 to win off 30, but it's very much within their capabilities.
And that beautiful trophy. It's certainly going Ireland. I beg your pardon, it's going to Ireland. But can Nepal produce at least 1 victory in these 3 matches? That's the question. They've already lost 2. And Ireland Wolves, meanwhile, would not look to be any merciful.
That's just too easy. It's going to go all the way. And Joshy's pace, you cannot afford to give width. He's got that slightly unorthodox technique, but Delaney, the 3rd 50-plus scorer of the tour for the Irish batters. 1 from PJ Moore, 1 from Neil Rock. And now, in consecutive games, here comes Gareth Delaney. Is he guiding Ireland home?
Certainly looks like it. Unless the Nepali bowlers cannot pick up wickets. I think this match now, the momentum certainly with the Ireland Wolves batters because the bowlers don't seem to trouble them as much. Shot again, slapped again, and nobody moved. That was a ferocious strike. Now Delaney is starting to see the ball as big as a football.
When he gets in, he is simply awesome. 100 partnership comes up of just 51 deliveries. And Gareth Delaney has dominated it. And again, the home crowd applaud. They've seen it on the big screen. What a knock. What a counter-attack this is. This game, remarkably, less than 2 overs ago, looked to be in Nepal's hands. He's slipping away from them. It's slipping away from them rapidly. The 100 partnership's up. The 150's up. I think the Wolves will feel as though this is well within their compass.
And 2 dropped catches. It's not for nothing that they say catches win matches. Drop catches makes you lose matches. Hit past the bowler. Won't be a boundary. Lokesh will throw it back to the keeper. But 11 runs already off the first 3 balls, and this has been brilliant counter-attacking cricket from the Ireland Wolves.
Just going to see if we get a look at the best of Gareth Delaney. I don't think there's many, maybe Paul Sterling within Irish cricket, that have ever hit a cleaner ball than Gareth Delaney. He does have that big high backlift, doesn't he? Almost shades of Graham Gooch or someone like that. In the modern game, unorthodox is good. It's all about your own method. When he hits it clean, oh, it goes so far. Now Topping tries to get into the act too, but the man Kamal Singh Ari does really well to keep that to just a single. You sense that Nepal need a wicket, and they need it now.
And at the same stage, Nepal were 135 for 6. They were 18 runs. They're 18 runs ahead, the Ireland Wolves side. Match certainly on. Can Nepal pick up wickets? That's the question. If not, these two are in dangerous form. They're threatening to take this match away from the Nepali side.
Picks out the man. Oh, he'll feel as though he could have got it between the short third and the backward point there for 4. Come on, he says, Gareth.
60 of 25, well over 12 runs and over needed. But we know the capabilities of these batters. 3 wickets for Bipin Khatri. Kamal Singh Ari still has 1 to go. 1 ball before his 3rd over. Narayan Joshi has given away some runs. Final ball of his over. Hit straight back. And a boundary to end this over.
Well, this is the problem. Gareth Delaney says calm. And he says we've got this game in the palm of our hands. It's a boundary to close out another expensive one. 158 for 4. Well, there's a big conflab in the middle. Not just Gareth Delaney. He was asking for more time. He's saying, I need liquid. It is a hot day, 27, 28 degrees. Both sides have taken a little while to bowl their overs across all 3 of these games. Not a good delivery. Gareth Delaney. Too easy for him there. He's batted really well, hasn't he? Now, for me, if I'm Binod Bandari, I don't think you can bowl these last 4 overs with seamers. You've got 1 left from Kamal Singh Ari. You have to bowl that. But I'm not sure you can bowl Rashid Khan's 2 and Narayan Joshi's 1 and win the game. You have to take a risk. You have to look at Saraf or Bashir Ahmed. But instead, he's going to stick with the seamers.
Still no signs of Bashir Ahmed with the ball. Interesting call this by the captain and the think tank of Nepali.
Just simply look at the economy rates of the spinners today. Dakal's gone at 8.5. Bipin Khatri, the standout, at less than a run a ball, 5.75. And then all 3 of the seamers have gone around the park. Kamal Ari, 3 overs for 30. Narayan Joshi, 3 overs for 37. Rashid Khan, 2 overs for 32. And I don't know if we've telepathically got the message out there, but the cap had been handed over from the seamer, and from nowhere, long off, Bashir Ahmed has now been called into action. That's a bit spooky, that.
Do you have some kind of telepathic communication skills?
I wish I did. Maybe we're talking talking a bit too loud. But I think this is the right move. You could still lose the game. Yeah. This over could go for 20. But I think you've got to take a risk. You've got to be willing to lose the game in order to try and win it. And those seamers, they're going the distance. Change things up. Give Bashir Ahmed, who's a very gritty player, give him a chance to influence the game. He should have been brought in much earlier for me. Probably should have bowled in the 9th or 10th over. But at least now he'll have a chance. Now will Morgan Topping respond? Will he just look for a single? Delaney loves left-arm spin. The problem is he wasn't expecting to bowl, was he? Real drag down to start with.
Had the same issue in the first match where he was allowed to bowl. Bashir has looked to bowl But that's shorter, in fact. Quite short. He was gone for plenty in the first match, Rashid.
Come on.
66 now for Delaney. Gareth Delaney enjoying his batting right now. 55 of 23. Evenly poised, you'd want to call this match, but if Nepal are unable to break this partnership, this match is going certainly only one way from here. Really well bowled. He's cut down the pace. Chance of a run out there. Binod Bhandari took it in front of the stumps.
Don't mind if the keeper takes it in front of the stumps if they know where the stumps are, but he was a yard away from the stumps. This might have just been half a chance. It was a really swift piece of fielding from Khatri. Where's the batter? The batter's not in the frame. Whip that back onto the stumps. That could have been gone. And look, the bat got stuck in the turf as well. Oh no. This goes a long way up. Topping gets a good piece of it. And it goes into the crowd. Big, big hit. An outstanding stroke. His best of the day, his best of the tour for me.
Incredible hitting this, and some invisible passes of play decides the result of the match. He should have been out in the previous ball. It was very casual from Binod Bhandari. And right after that missed chance, a huge six, and cuts it hard enough. He'll go for a boundary, and what a way to get to his 50. Morgan topping, the second player for the Ireland Wolves to get to a 50, and he has certainly toppled Nepal's expectations of getting their first win.
Well, what a knock from the 25-year-old. Celebrated his birthday last week here in Kathmandu. 7 boundaries. He's not necessarily known as being a big power hitter. Career strike rate T20 is 124. The 50-over game will probably suit him better, but look at the way he's accelerated. Really good innings in partnership with Delaney. This game slipping through Nepal's fingers. And now it's a wide. Feel a bit for Bashir Ahmed here. He was called upon at the last second to bowl this over. And now there's big pressure on him.
This was that cut shot. Played really late. Once he got past Pawan at the point area, he knew that it was that boundary, certain boundary for him. Got to his 50 in style.
Now you can see that required run rate. In a normal T20 you might think, oh, the game is still in the balance, but 13 and over, with the way Delaney in particular is striking, you'd make the Wolves favourites. 6 wickets in hand, Gavin Hoey, Fionn Hand to come. Delaney might just be thinking about 3 figures himself. He's 33 away from 100. Not a lot's gone right for Nepal over the course of the last 45 minutes. This series, every match has ebbed and flowed beautifully. Another wide.
Pressure, absolute pressure in this young man. Did not expect to bowl at all. He was called in from the long off area to bowl. He's looking to bowl wide. His length has been a touch short for me, Andrew. Cut again, but straight to the fielder this time. Brings us to the end of another expensive over. 173 for 4.
Well, isn't it set up beautifully? 41 to win off 18. Usually you might think that hangs in the balance, but I think Ireland Wolves have the upper hand. What Nepal desperately need is a wicket to just stifle the momentum, break the partnership, and bring a new man to the crease. Looks like Rashid Khan is going to bowl overs 18 and 20. It means Kamal Singh Ari will bowl the 19th, you would think. But this partnership, well, it might have been the partnership of the whole tour. 121 off 61 unbroken. And Morgan topping. I know Delaney will hit the headlines, but he's played a big role in it too. A little bit of a change-up out of the back of the hand. Thuds into the pad, just a leg by. Probably need 2 boundaries and over at least, Ireland.
They will, and Rashid Khan will have to change his approach now. This was better from him because he was getting a little too predictable. He was trying to bounce just short of that goal length area. He was bowling leg cutters as well. And he was getting predictable. He's gone for plenty today as well. 32 of 2.1 overs that he's bowled. But there were 2 drop catches off his second over. And his third over went for 23 runs.
Looks for the block hole, well bowled. Can be a risky option. You want to err on the fuller side. Low full toss is better than one in the slot.
Absolutely agree, and he has better pace than Avinash Bora, who looks to bowl in the block hole as well in the death overs. And that's Topping's innings. This was a ridiculous hit. Thought that was a misguided shot, but then eventually got to the boundary. This was a massive hit. Cut towards the point to get to his 50. Very well played, young man.
Yeah, great to see the Warringstown Cricket Club man into the runs. Does miss it full. Topping gets more than enough of it. It's a maximum. It was going well this over for Rashid Khan. Just 2 singles. This time he misses the block hole and Topping cashes in.
There's only one way deliveries like that go when the batters are in this kind of form. Full toss. Just got to the middle of the ball, middle of the bat, that ball, and it flew all the way for a 6.
Has he got enough of this man at long on? Pawan Saraf holds on, and it might just be game on now. 6 and out for Topping. The pendulum turns. I think we could have not just a final over classic, this could be a last ball classic. Where's it going to go from here?
Is this that breakthrough that the Nepal side needed? They're going for runs, and runs in plenty. And this was an easy catch for Pawan Saraf. He's taken 2 better catches than this, and this was taken really easily. 3rd catch for Pawan Saraf. A wicket for Rashid, his first today. Morgan Topping has played a great knock, 60 of 37, the score 181 for 5.
.33 to win off 14. Don't go anywhere. We've got yet another classic encounter between these two in our hands. Now, Gavin Hoey, he's a very dangerous hitter. 18 off 6 he made in the first T20 between these two sides. And he'll relish the situation. Loves hitting firmly towards long on, towards cow. Don't want to miss the block hole to him. Does miss the block hole, but Hoey just didn't get set. The bat twisted in his hands, just a single. This delivery here is massive. A dot or a 1, and I think maybe advantage to Nepal. Delaney gets us out of the park. Maybe the Wolves on top.
The equation says that 32 needed of 13 balls for Ireland Wolves, and Nepal certainly have that breakthrough now. Can they utilize it? This man, Delaney, 68 of 35. This man on your screen, he will be the key factor. It was in the slot. A precious dot delivery to end the 18th over. 182 for 5.
Well, here we go. The shadows are lengthening across this historic venue. I have to say, this has been the most brilliant tour, this Tishon Fibernet Ireland Wolves Tour of Nepal. Yes, the Irish tourists were beaten out of sight in the first two games, but now 18 v 18. It's been so entertaining and so close every time. Here's Kamal Singh Ari. Gets it into the block hole. Now, I don't mind this angle at this point. It is death bowling, and now Delaney has it all to do.
Great start to this penultimate over by Kamal Singh Aidi. 16.91 the required rate, but now you talk about hits. How many hits to get there? The Ireland Wolves would be telling each other, the two batters in between, that it's only a matter of 5 hits. Let's believe that's what they would want to believe, and this Nepali side, can they contend the Ireland Wolves from getting to that target of 214? That's the question.
Oh, this is pretty full. It's hit him in line. It's given. Is that the game? Is it a first ever win for Nepal in the offing? Very difficult to get an LBW from around the wicket, but it might just have done enough. It's hit him on the full, and Delaney's outstanding innings has ended.
You miss, I hit kind of stuff from Kamal Singh Aidi. Hit the pad, and there was no question in the umpire's mind. Let's have a look at this. Was full. Certainly would have crashed on to middle stump. So an easy decision this. He is jubilated. He has certainly got Nepal back into the match. 183 for 6. The Ireland Wolves.
Now, Fionn Hand, you love the big stage. You've got a big moment here to try and turn this game around. It's a tall task. New man to the crease, 31 to win off 10. Gets one right out of the screws. Has he got enough of it? Oh, yes, he has. What a start from Fionn Hand. Ireland keep fighting. And this game just doesn't know which way it's going. Just a nod of the head from Fionn Hand. First ball 6.
What a strike. He got it right off the screws, and the ball was over the fielder easily. Lokesh could only watch the ball sail over him. As I said, the match is not over yet, Lenny. 4 more hits. That's what the Irish batters would be talking.
And if we have a load of dots to go with that, we'll be talking about a super over. Don't rule it out. Very much still hangs in the balance. 25 to win off 9. These 3 balls from Irie, critical. Nails the block hole this time. All Fionn Hand can do is hit it into his pad. He'll get a single. Pat in the back for Kamal Singh Arie. Well bowled.
The perfect look at this. Perfectly done by Aidi. This was hitting the middle stump. One of the easiest decisions. Was a full toss. Completely missed it, Delaney.
The big question for the umpire there was, did it impact in line? If it did, it was obviously going to hit the stumps. It was probably just around leg stump. And Kamal Singh Arie, all that pain, all of that agony, being out of the team, all the rehab. Look at the joy. Immense celebration. Oh, he can't get anything on it. I'm not sure how good an option that is with fine leg in place. I question the shot choice. The end result's a dot ball.
Pressure, isn't it? The fine leg was deep, and rightly stated, why would you want to go for that shot? Probably thinking of getting it all the way, but I think that's a far riskier choice than playing it down the ground. It was not a perfect Yorker, mind you. Had he tried to play it down the ground, I think the result could have been better. 24 needed of 7 now.
Gets a good piece of it. Man out there, can't cut it off. Ireland stay alive. Still advantage to Nepal, but it's going to be 20 required from the final over. 194 for 6. $20 to win off 6. Edge of the seat stuff here in Kirtapur. And it's going to be Rashid Khan to bowl the final over. Kamal Singh Ari bowled a really good over, but the last delivery went for 4. Here we go. Oh, full toss now. Is that going to be a no ball? I'll tell you one thing. It's been smashed out of the ground. It's a maximum. And they desperately want the no ball. They're not going to get it. They say it's dipped beneath the waist high. Fionn Hand is furious. It's 14 to win off 5. He won't get the no ball that he wanted. It looked very close.
This is not the first time the Irish batters are demanding for a no ball. It was a full toss. Was it? Oh, I think that was a no ball. That was certainly waist high. That was higher than his waist. I think that was a no ball for sure.
It was really close, wasn't it? Really, really tight. I'm not quite sure what's going on now. The umpires are just asking Binod Bandari to get on with it. 14 to win off 5. End decision will not be a no ball. It was very marginal. Fionn Hand is a tall man. Remember, it's the waist high position from his normal batting stance. Fionn Hand, he's smiling now. He can't believe it. He wanted 7. Instead, he gets 6. The 200s come up in the meantime. Don't rule out the super over. 13 for that. But the Ireland Wolves will want 14 to finish out a clean sweep. Fionn Hand lives for these moments. He loves the big stage. It's in his hands. Can't get what he wants now. Can he get 2? Gavin Hoey's quick in and out. Pouncerap picks up cleanly. Throw goes to the keeper, but he gets home. 2 runs. Hand keeps the strike.
And Binod Bandari is furious with the throw. Wasn't a throw of a good quality at all. Pawan Saraf immediately ran for the second run. Gavin Hoey wants Fionn Hand to take the strike. Was a poor throw really. Plenty of bounces before it's reached the keeper, and good decision by the umpire as well. Easy decision eventually, and the commitment from Fionn Hand. He put in that desperate dive. This match still evenly poised.
Well, what a brilliant series this has been. You've been able to take your eyes off a single ball of it. It's been the very opposite of boring. It has been exhilarating. And this is the start, I think, of a great friendship between these two countries and the cricketing front. It really is. This was the side-on angle of this first delivery. Just going to get a quick look at it. We're going to have to roll it through quickly. And we're not going to be able to see it this time. 3 balls left. 12 to win off 4. Now, can he get back for the second? Arif Sheikh is it long off. They take him on. Throw is not accurate. It will be 2 more. It's 10 to win off 3.
What a contest this. What a contest. 10 from 3 balls. This match can go either way from here. And this is the 5th time out of the six innings we've had in the series that have resulted in a score of more than 200. What a series we've had. The bat has completely dominated the ball. And this match still undecided. Still can go any way from here.
Yeah, fielders going everywhere. They're going to stick with the 2 out in the offside, 3 in the deep on the leg. Long off and cover in place. And then it's long on, cow corner and deep backward square. The fans are on their feet. 10 to win off 3. Hits the block hole and beats the man. Oh, that's a brilliant shot from Fionn Hand. What an innings he's playing. It's a cameo. 1 big hit will do it now. 6 more needed for the Irish Wolves.
Rashid Khan had 20 to defend in the final over. He's already gone for 14. 6 needed of 2. 1 boundary from here and it will be the Ireland Wolves will clean sweep the series. Can they get a wicket here? A wicket here will certainly mean advantage Nepal. Do we have an Ireland win? Do we have a Nepal win? Do we have a super over? Anything possible from here?
This should just be 1. I don't think Garrett and Hoey will be able to get back for 2. He's going to try. The throw is wide. Can he get there? No, he can't. He's run out. Bipin Khatri has done brilliantly. Hoey did the right thing, wanted to get Hand back on strike. But Fionn Hand, the dive wasn't enough. And Bandari's dive was. It'll be a single to the total. It'll be 5 to win, 4 for the super over. What a bit of work from the skipper.
Well, that's all happening here. This was a much better throw. But still not good enough. Because Binod Bandari had to put in a dive. First to collect the ball. Fionn Hand was not in the sight at all. And then he had to again put in another dive to dislodge the stumps. And
great decision.
Great decision by the umpire. 7th wicket gone. A big one for the Irish team. 22 off 7 for Fionn Hand. 209 for 7.
Well, exceptional from the skipper, Bipin Khatri. I have to say it wasn't the greatest throw from Arif Sheikh, who's had a brilliant day. But Bandari got to it cleanly and clearly just caught Fionn Hand short. And what a moment for Liam McCarthy. He's only going to face 1 ball if it's a legal one. It'll be 4 for the super over, 6 to win it. Anything else, and Nepal will have got over the line by the barest of margins.
A 6 Ireland win. Anything under 4 Nepal win. If it's a boundary, we'll have a super over. What an end to the series. Liam McCarthy will be facing the final ball with his team requiring 5 to win.
Well, as always seems to happen in this scenario, there's fielders running everywhere. Every single fan. Not one of them have left the ground and every one of them is on their feet. Bipin Khatri trying to compel for some calmness. It's the main protection on the leg side, which is maybe the slightly shorter one. It's one of the areas McCarthy loves. He does like that ramp and that scoop, but fine leg is up in the circle. So it's long on, it's deep mid-wicket, it's deep backward square, and then 2 out on the offside in the deep. A 6 will win it for Ireland, a 4 will send us to the super over in the fading lights. Oh, you have to love this ground. You have to love Nepali cricket. What a welcome into Nepal for the Irish team. Now a change in the field. Square leg comes into the circle. That's where he likes to hit. And deep third goes back. It's a deep backward point. Here we are. It's all on the line. 6 to win. Big swing and a miss. Bandari does enough. Rashid Khan does enough. McCarthy wants a no ball. And he's not going to get it. And conjecture at the end, but Nepal have won a classic. They win by 4 runs And they take a consolation end to the series. They win by 3 runs even. All happening. What a game of cricket. Handshakes all around. Nepal have beaten the Irish Wolves for the first time in their history.
Incredible. Incredible final over. 20 to defend for Rashid. Certainly not enough to do it comfortably. We had to come down to the final ball. It was a full toss, mind you. It was there for McCarthy to hit. Missed it completely, was demanding a no ball, but wasn't this time. And Nepal A have produced the first victory in this Ireland Wolves tour of Nepal. Nepal A winning this match by 3 runs. This was the final delivery. That was in fact close.
Well, you have to feel for the umpires here. They've had 2 really marginal ones. The Nepal side will argue that it dipped beneath the waist time. McCarthy will say it was over it. The end result, it's in the books now. It's a 3-run victory. What a game of cricket. Warm handshakes between the 2 sides. We've seen a classic, one for the ages in Kirtipur. I'm not sure how Nepal have won it, but they have. 3 runs, the margin of victory. And what an end to a quite brilliant series.
Absolutely, and 1 win for the Nepali side will do a world of good for their confidence. They lost 2 matches. The first, at one point of time, Nepal were almost there, and then they lost their cause and lost that match by 21 runs. And then the second match, they got defeated by 40 runs against Ireland Wolves. And today they have come out stronger and won this match by 3 runs. Wasn't an easy victory at all, though. They leaked runs, especially in the later half of their innings, of their bowling innings, Nepal A. But Ireland Wolves, they played tremendously well after being defeated by the senior side in the 2-match T20 series with the senior Nepal side. And a wonderful T20 series between Nepal A and the Ireland Wolves has come to an end. And 2-1, I think that is a great score line for the series.
I think it's probably the right scoreline as well, on the whole. You could argue that maybe Nepal should have won a game earlier in the series. You could argue that if Gareth Delaney batted for an over or 2 more here, Ireland should have won this one. But one thing is for certain, they're 2 very evenly matched sides, and we've got a thrilling 50 overs leg of the tour to continue and enjoy across 3 of the next 6 days. Morgan Topping with 60. He hadn't hit a boundary coming into that innings on the tour, but he was excellent today, as was Gareth Delaney. And I thought Fionn Hand's efforts at the end, well, they were exceptional. Leading wicket taker, it's been very good too. Now, more conjecture. I think you can pretty much lip read what's going on here. Ryan Eagleson and Pete Johnson, the head coach and the Irish team manager here, are asking, were those 2 not no balls? You have to feel a bit for the umpires because they were very marginal calls. Both of them could have gone either way. Let's take a look at the best of the batting highlights. In fact, we're going to see some wickets as well, but let's see how the batters went, starting with some good stuff from Rashid there.
They started really well, then lost their way. Bipin Khatri picked up important wickets. Good catching today as well. Nepali team, apart from those 2 drop catches, I think did better on the field. Scores could have been better in the end part of their innings, but they've improved from the first T20. Kamal Singh already bowled his heart out, and that wicket of Delaney actually caught Nepal right back into the match, or else this at one point of time looked as if the Irish team would clinch the series 3-0. Not to be. Nepal winning this match by 3 runs. Plenty of boundaries, plenty of sixes as well. 5 of the 6 innings in this series have produced scores of more than 200 runs.
Well, doesn't that paint the picture? It's been a run fest, hasn't it? Even the total that didn't get to 100, I think it was 184 that Nepal made in the chase in the second T20. Seen an absolute barrage of boundaries, haven't we? 4s, 6s all around the ground. Gareth Delaney was sensational.
He definitely was. He certainly was, and you cannot take away anything from Morgan Topping as well, who stayed there, who scored runs in quick time and gave a perfect partnership for Delaney, who scored 68 runs. Plenty of full tosses and plenty of claims of a no ball as well from the Ireland Wolves batters. This was flat of the bowling of Juicy. Again, a Juicy full toss in that final delivery of Juicy's spell. Run rate was never a problem. This was a humongous hit by Topping and got to his 50 in this fashion. It was a brilliantly compiled 50 from Topping.
And it's funny, isn't it? You look at the game and you think nominally, oh, that's going to be a dead rubber. It was anything but a dead rubber. Look at the passions on the line at the end from Ireland. They were desperate to make it a clean sweep, to make it 3-0. But instead, it was Nepal that have taken a historic first ever victory as their A team over a full member nations A team. Outstanding. I think on the whole, across the series, they've deserved at least one win, despite Fionn Hand's heroics at the death.
So, Nepal A just managing to pick up 7 wickets. 3 wickets for Bipin Khatri, 1 each for Kamal Singh ID, that important wicket of Delhi. Narayan Joshi picked up a wicket in the very first ball of his spell, and Khan with 1 wicket, but he costed 13.75. That was his economy rate, and 12 extras bowled by the Nepali bowlers, much lesser than 19 bowled by the Ireland Wolves bowlers. So the result is a win by 3 runs. That was the first wicket. Juggled it, and eventually Dev Kunal took that catch. This was the first catch taken by Pawan Saraf. He took 3 today, and this was the best of them all. How did he manage to balance himself? Catch of the series.
It really was a sensational catch. Just the way in which he held his balance, so difficult to do in the deep. And that was maybe the big one. A much easier catch this time for Pawan Saraf. Didn't just get Morgan Topping, but then moments later Gareth Delaney fell too.
This was that important run out. Again, not a good throw from Arif Sheikh. A tired Arif Sheikh, he'll have to say, but then Binod Bhandari had to put in that dive and got that wicket of Fionn Hand, who was looking threatening for Nepal. So a 3-run win for Nepal A, certainly a consolation victory for them. 2-1 victory in the series for the Ireland Wolves. And a very competitive, high-scoring series has come to an end in this fashion. Nepal A winning this match by 3 runs. So we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have the post-match presentation for you.
Okay, time for the post-series presentation. After the most marvellous 3 games of T20 cricket, they ebbed and they flowed, and we've seen yet another high-scoring classic, maybe the closest of all 3 of the matches. And Nepal have taken a historic first-ever victory over a full-member nation's A side. So many congratulations to Nepal for taking a 3-run victory. Now, before we get going, I'd like to introduce you to my presentation party, which is sitting across to my left, starting from left to right, with the chair of the closing ceremony. That's Mr. Roshan Kumar Singh, who's the Vice President of the Cricket Association of Nepal. Next to him is the chief guest of this closing ceremony, Mr. Bipin Khatri, the former Chief Minister of the Koshi Province and a current Member of Parliament here. Next to him is Mr. Durgaraj Pathak, a Cricket Association of Nepal board member. Next to Durga is Mr. Arjun Paudel, who is the tournament director and indeed also a Cricket Association of Nepal board member. And next to Arjun is a very familiar face, former national team captain, Mr. Binod Das, the cricket manager for the Cricket Association of Nepal. And then the ever-popular chief selector, Mr. Dipendra Chaudhry. Please give all of the gentlemen a round of applause. Now, we've lots of awards to give away, and none of this cricket would be possible without the fans. So let's start with the fan of the day. Lokesh Bam is going to come up and present the prize for that. Lokesh, take the jersey. And this is a new innovation. Up you come, Lokesh. So if you can just hold out that jersey, show us the jersey. It's the new Ncell-sponsored Nepal A jersey. The fan of the day, the winner for that, it's Mr. BJ Adhikari. So up you come, BJ. And just pose for a nice ceremonial photo there as well. Thank you, Lokesh. Big smiles, guys. Dandavad. Dandavad. Okay, into the match awards. We're going to start now with the Degree Malia Striker of the Match. This will be presented by Mr. Dipendra Chaudhry. If you can come up and bring the cheque with you as well, please, Dipendra. They're going to win a cheque for 7,500 rupees. We've seen an absolute run fest throughout this series. Plenty of contenders today, as always. But the striker of the match, he hit 5 sixes and 5 fours in his 37-ball innings of 68. It goes to Ireland's Gareth Delaney. Well, what an innings it was in partnership with Morgan Topping that got Ireland back into the chase. Okay, time for the next award. This is for the Mansara Most Valuable Player of the Match. They're also going to win a cheque for 7,500 rupees. Binod Das is going to come up and present that for me. Find the cheque there. And this is going to go to a bowler. It's been a run fest, but the bowlers, they prove critical. The left arm spin of Bipin Khatri, 3 for 23. Tell me what the partnership was between Delaney and Topping. Look on your phone. And after this award, tell me, yeah? Very well bowled, Bipin Khatri. A standout bowl. Many congratulations to him. Okay, time now, before we get to the series awards, to speak to both captains. We'll speak to the losing captain today for the first time in the series. It's Neil Rock. Pebs, nice to see you. Firstly, let's start at the positive. What an incredible game of cricket again.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game, and credit to both sides for putting on such a good show, and credit to Nepal. They deserve their win today.
Certainly a little bit on it, wasn't there? There's no dead rubber there. You were desperate to try and win the series 3-0.
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to win 3-0, and they obviously didn't want to get whitewashed, and there was a little bit in the game, but obviously made it more enjoyable for everyone here, and that's the high-level sport.
You've had 3 moments in the series. I think you've described them as moments of chaos or carnage. It happened again today. Those last 5 overs, they went for 84.
Probably the last 10 overs, to be honest. They were certainly ahead of the game, and I thought the partnership between Morgan and Gareth was as good as you're going to see, and it comes down to 5 moments in the game, and fortunately we were on the wrong side of it today.
Just talking about that death bowling, though, that was where you really struggled in that first innings. 213 was a good total.
Yeah, they're probably slightly over par, but when you have a guy in on 70 or 80, it is very hard at the death, and it can get away from you. So you have to credit them as well. They played very well to get 210 when we had them 50 for 3, maybe.
Great to see some particularly good individual performances. Gareth Delaney, Morgan Topping with that century-plus partnership. I thought the way in which Fionn Han bowled again and stood up with the bat at the death. You've had lots of different guys stand up throughout the series.
Yeah, we have, absolutely, and you've even guys who maybe hadn't got to plan the whole game, they still want the ball, they still want to be there at the end. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for lads to put up their hands and wins the game. Unfortunately, it didn't happen today, but if we keep doing that, we'll be all right.
Okay, what about the 50-over series? You'd love to get your hands on two pieces of trophy, two pieces of silverware on this tour. Can you do that? They're a fine opposition.
They are fine opposition, but the exciting thing for us is we've won a series and we still think there's plenty of improvement to come. So we'll rest up tomorrow and come back ready to go.
We'll see you Wednesday, mate. Hard luck today. Okay, Neil Rock, really good to hear from him as well. We've got those 3 50-over clashes Wednesday, Friday, and indeed Sunday. Time to speak to the winning captain for the first time in this series. It's Bipin Khatri. Bipin, many congratulations. A sensational game of cricket. We've seen such a high-scoring series. How did you pull that game out of the fire?
अब सुरुबाट नै हेर्दाखेरि नै अब पावर प्ले पनि राम्रो भएको थियो हामीहरूको हैन अब डेथ ओभरमा बलरहरूले चाहिँ अब ठिकै फिनिश गर्यो त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ जित्न सके सजिलो भयो.
Tell me about that Arif Sheikh innings from a position of 33 for 3 when he entered. It was quite remarkable. His best ever knock really for Nepal or a Nepali side.
अनि उसले एकदमै राम्रो इनिङ खेल्यो हैन अब टप अर्डरको ब्याट्सम्यान 20 ओभरसम्म खेल्छ भनेपछि चाहिँ हाई स्कोरिङ गेम हुन्छ भन्ने अगाडि नै थाहा थियो हैन त्यसपछि चाहिँ अब हाम्रो प्लानिङ पनि त्यही थियो कि एउटा टप 6 ब्याट्सम्यानबाट एउटा एकजनाले चाहिँ 20 ओभर खेल्नुपर्छ भन्ने प्लान नै थियो हैन त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ उसको आफूले प्लान सही गरेर उसले त्यो भएर चाहिँ हाई स्कोरिङ गेम भयो.
Did you always believe you were going to be able to pull it out of the fire at the very end there? It looked like Delaney and Topping had that momentum.
हैन अब डेथ ओभरमा पनि अब कमलको ओभर बाँकी थियो राशिदको ओभर बाँकी थियो हैन यर्कर सही गर्ने हो भनेपछि चाहिँ जित्न सकिन्छ भन्ने एउटा चाहिँ बिलिभ थियो हैन त्यसले गर्दा यर्करहरु चाहिँ राम्रो पर्यो भनौं.
Okay, finally, historic win for Nepal. You've never beaten a full member. You haven't played much yet. It's only this year you've been inaugurated. But to beat a full member nation's A side, that's a big moment for the country.
हैन अब पहिलोचोटि नै ए टिम बनिरहेछ हैन त्यसले गर्दा फुल मेम्बरसँगको ए टिमसँग पनि खेल्न पाइरहेछ जितिरहेछ भनेपछि अब राम्रोको हो हैन राम्रो सुरुवात भइरहेछ हैन त्यो अब यो यहाँ सकिनु भएन यहाँबाट त अगाडि गइराख्नु पर्यो.
Many congratulations. Very well done.
Thank you.
Dandabad to Bipin Khatri, the captain of the Nepal A side. Okay, time for the Valley Express player of the match. I'd like to call upon Mr. Sandeep Trestra, who's the restaurant GM for Valley Express. He's going to come up and present a cheque for 10,000 rupees. It'll be followed by Mr. Arjun Paudel, who would ask to come up as well, and a trophy that will also go to the player of the match winner. And really, we had so many good performances again today. It wasn't easy. Special mentions for Gareth Delaney and Morgan Topping, and indeed Bipin Khatri. But it's his best ever innings for Nepal or Nepal A. He entered to the crease at 33 for 3. He hit 7 fours and 6 sixes in a career best knock. The player of the match, it goes to Arif Sheikh. So he'll start by receiving his cheque for 10,000 rupees from Sandeep Trestra. And Arif, if I can ask you to stay there, I'll call Mr. Arjun Paudel in, the Khan board member. And, of course, the tournament director here, too, to come in and present the player of the match trophy. One more round of applause, please, for the player of the match, Arif Sheikh. Many thanks, Arjun. Arif, stay with me, please. We're going to have a quick chat with you. Don't go running away. Huge congratulations. How much does that innings mean to you?
Yeah, in the last 2 matches, we were struggling in partnership, and the set batsmen were getting out quickly. And that in today's match, we corrected, like we planned yesterday that one of the set batsmen should stay in the last overs. So we did like that, and that's all.
You've played a lot of cricket for the senior Nepal side, but sometimes some people say you're better at the 50-over version. Is this a big statement today that you're certainly have the power and the quality in T20 cricket too?
Actually, I worked on format doesn't matter for me. I worked on my situation, what responsibility the team is giving. I always worked on that.
It's your best ever innings for a Nepal or a Nepal A side. You got near to that 100. Were you thinking of the 100 at any point?
Actually, I didn't see my score when facing last 2 balls, but yeah, I was missed that last ball. That was very,
How proud are you of your teammates? It's a big win for you.
Yeah, it's a big win for you, big win for us. Our bowler did a good job today. The plan we did yesterday, the bowler executed today.
Many congratulations to the Valley Express Player of the Match. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Dandavad to Arif Sheikh. Brilliant performance, outstanding. Okay, time for the Player of the Series award. I'd like to call upon Mr. Durgaraj Pathak, a board member of CAN, to come up and present this for me. Now, there was plenty of contenders for this, and it wasn't an easy choice. We're going to give some special mentions to the likes of PJ Moore, to Neil Rock, the Irish Wolves captain, to Ben White as well, to Lokesh Bam, and indeed to the tournament's leading run scorer, the series leading run scorer, Arif Sheikh. But for his 7 wickets at an average of 20, for 41 runs at a strike rate of more than 200, the Player of the Series award goes to the Ireland Wolves, Fionn Hand. So he's going to receive his award from Durgaraj Pathak. And just pose for a photo there, Fionn, as well. That'd be great. We'll have a quick chat as well. Thank you, Durga. Fionn, many congratulations. I have to talk to you about today first, though. Devastated to not get over the line. You played a sparkling cameo. You so nearly got your team there.
Yeah, just more disappointed in myself. That's my role at the end of the order, just try and get in them sort of situations and sort of bring the lads over the line. So just disappointed in myself, really.
What about your bowling across the series? You probably haven't been perfect throughout, but you have found a way to get plenty of wickets.
Yeah, I think, just trying to, I think Ryan Eagleson's probably pulling all his grey hairs out from all the conversations we have. So, yeah, just trying to keep it simple and trying to not think about it too much.
How good a series has this been? The cricket, certainly from a spectating viewpoint up in the commentary box, it's been outstanding.
Yeah, I think it's been probably better than the IPL on TV at the minute. So, yeah, all the fans watching in and all the fans around the ground have been brilliant.
Looking forward to the 50-over contests after this?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Special mention to the groundsman, like preparing unbelievable wickets. So hopefully it's a run fest and wicket fest when we got out there in the 50-over stuff. So,
Fionn, Player of the Series, many congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, now time for just the one final act. We're going to ask for the Irish team captain to come up and rejoin me again, if Neil Rock can come up, because we're going to hand out the medals. I'm not sure who's going to hand out the medals. We're going to see who's going to be presenting those. It might be the former Chief Minister of the Kochi Province, Mr. Bim Acharya, if I could ask you to come up. Up you come, Bim. And maybe Roshan Kumar Singh, if you could come as well to help with those medals. Neil, if you come up and join me. And every single one of the Irish players is going to receive a medal. And Neil, I'll just ask you to call your players out, please, one by one. You'll just get your medal first. It'll be presented to you. And then if all the Irish players could just get ready to come up, I might be able to name them myself. We'll start with Gavin Hoey. Up you come. Gavin will be followed by Stephen Doheny next. Matthew Humphreys. Gareth Delaney. Tom Mays. Liam McCarthy. PJ Moore had a brilliant series with the bat. Ross Adair. Do we have medals for the support staff? Can you find out, do we have medals for the support staff? Can you ask? Find out. After PJ Moore, Ross Adair, Morgan Topping, who was excellent today. Cade Carmichael, big tall Matthew Foster, Fionn Hand. Also asked the support staff to come up to receive their medals too. Ben White, who had an excellent series with his leg spin. James McCollum. And then the Irish Wolves head coach, Ryan Eagleson. Spin bowling coach, Chris Brown. Stuart Thompson, the former Irish Test cricketer. Peter Johnson, the team manager. Paddy Wright, the Irish team physio. And last but not least, the Irish team analyst, Scott Irvine. So the final act of this post-series presentation, I'd like to ask both the former Chief Minister of the Kochi Province, Mr. Bim Acharya, our chief guest, and Mr. Roshan Kumar Singh, the Vice President of CAN, who's the chair of this closing ceremony. Go into the I'm going to ask both of you gentlemen to hand this trophy over. Neil Rock will go in between the two guests. And here they are, the 2-1 series winners of this Dish Home Fibernet Ireland Wolves Tour of Nepal, the T20 winners. It's Ireland Wolves. And we'll now ask the Irish team to go in and celebrate in front of the champions board. In you come, gents. It's been a wonderful series, and we'll also wrap up our coverage here on Action Sports HD. The good news is we've got plenty more cricket to come. 350 over matches on Wednesday, Friday, and indeed Sunday. And we might ask the boys to give a big cheer, a big round of applause for the series winners. 2-1, it's Ireland Wolves. And that's going to wrap up our coverage here. Maybe the support staff can go in for a photo as well. It'll wrap up our coverage live here on Action Sports HD. Do please come back and join us in a couple of days. Wednesday for the 50 over contests. It'll be live early in the morning. We'll see the coverage then. Remember that Dish Home Go app. For me, Leonard, for all of my commentators, the champions, the Irish Wolves, celebrating behind. That'll wrap it up from here.